Hello and welcome to session 14 of the Burning Staff 2.0 Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition campaign. Homebrewed and dungeon mastered by me, RxOliver. In a minute I will jump back into Discord with the players and we will get going. Back into D&D mode. How the fuck are we all doing, guys?
Fine.
I'm my professional serious self as always. Late for my own funeral.
Yeah, if you say so, Ref, if you say so.
So by serious, you mean blunt mouth, smile on the face, ready to go?
Something like that. I just finished eating, man. I'm still like... so David and Peter, can you do your pictures in roll 20 to your characters? No need to apologise, man.
I'm not even logged into Roll20.
Oh, hi Tabby, come on, Coos tail as always.
I know, I've got a joint lit though.
Nice, I like it.
Which picture do you want for me, Ryan? Apparently I'm Bear now as well.
Nice.
No, everyone can be Bear now. I gave the Bear's character sheet to everyone.
I see. So we're going looking for the bear necessities then.
Oh, look for the bear necessities.
Those simple bare necessities.
Brilliant, mate.
Unfortunately,
so we'll be a party of bear.
yes.
You changed your picture,
Oh,
But of course, we're now facing the trouble and strife.
So we have this bloody animal and elves claiming to be clerics of barracks from.
Correct.
This part is going to the dogs.
The party's huge now. You've picked up a sailor that washed up on the shore, a deep gnome that's come from somewhere in the mysterious deep, and a bear, and now an elf that claims to be a cleric of Barrackthram.
Yeah, I mean the design does look. They've almost got the holy symbol right.
So,
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's all weird.
So to your knowledge, to you, Dara, so your holy symbol's the same kind of thing. Not the same thing, but in the same shape and pattern, but with the big symbol of the two-handed axe, the axe of Barrackthram, the holy relic of your religion that sits in Rockholm in a special chamber, guarded, and and amongst all the holy artifacts in that temple of Barrackthram where you're from, is the most sacred of all is the axe of Barrackthram. That's the great weapon of Barrackthram, and that's your holy symbol. This holy symbol that you're seeing just looks like the same thing, but it's a sword instead.
As I said, they've almost got it right.
Yeah. The bear's just called Bear, by the way, because nobody named it, so I just left it as Bear.
Yeah. So,
I think I'll call it Monster.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 members in this party now, if you include animals. If you include animals and Eleonora, who you've rescued.
Yeah. And she's showing. Yeah, Darrow is going to monitor her and think about things with his knowledge religion. Was there any hint that there might be non-dwarven followers? Can I make a roll?
Make a roll. It's a success. So, you have perfect knowledge of the story that you've been taught, that you've not just been taught, that you've based your life on, that Barrackthram was such a holy warrior in such an important war that he ascended to godhood and is a new dwarven god, a god of war and a god of protection. And that's the story. He had his holy axe. That's why your blessed weapon from your church is a holy axe, because that's the axe. In honor to the axe of Barrackthram, which is the holy relic in your church. Yeah, like there was never any hint that there was any elves involved. It's a dwarven story. The war. This was a recent war. It's a very recent thing, and it was 50 years ago, and it was the dwarves and the elves. It was a huge continent where everybody was fighting, because it was the greenskin races, the giants, the they all got together, all these monstrous races, the organised ones, the smart ones, they were all led by demons or whatever, like necromancer lords and all these bad guys together in a cataclysmic world event. And the good guys all had to come together. The humans and the elves and everybody put all the dwarves, the halflings, the gnomes, your PC races. They all put their quarrels aside. All the different humans as well put their quarrels aside with all the countries, and they all fought against the monstrous hordes. And this was as recent as 50 years ago, and that's why it's such a shocking thing to have found goblins, bugbears, because these have all been banished from the lands for a long time, 50 years. And yeah, the story is he was a dwarf who was not unlike Darrow himself, an adventurer. He was an adventurer who went to war because it was everybody had to fight for this war. It was so big, it could have been world-endingly cataclysmic if they had lost the war. So Baruch Thram was a dwarf who was an adventurer who went to war, and he killed thousands of orcs by himself, so they ascended him, the gods of the dwarfs and the humans and the elves, they ascended this dwarf to godhood. Baruch Thram, his name is, and that's the story.
It sounds much more dwarven name than an elvish one, doesn't it?
Even to me it does, yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. Well, I would say if I see how she worships Baruch Thram and things like that,
yeah,
I'll monitor things.
I'm keeping an eye on her.
Keep an eye on her.
Yep.
She's
in an absolutely weakened state. She's not able to do anything at the moment. She can't even walk by herself unassisted. What is I wanted to ask you actually, Ben, so before I forget, where is the body of Lysandia, her companion?
Did she ask us to carry it back?
I'm sure I think you carried it, but I'm not sure. I don't really remember. You need to remind me.
I thought we'd set up a shuttle to get everything out.
Yeah.
Her body,
yep.
the 9,000 silver, all the stuff, the spare arms and armour, because Darrow wasn't going back in again. It was only a couple of hours, so we shuttled everything out to the entrance and then carried it back here.
So her body's in here with the cave, in the cave with you. Okay.
Yeah. We basically took everything we could, but we weren't going to actively look for whatever monster ate that last goblin and things like that.
Definitely not.
Okay.
So, shall we bury her here, and her spirit can kind of reinforce the power in this area?
Next to Samir.
Yes. I mean, there's a warrior's spirit guarding this area. If we bury her here as well, then, she can add her spirit to his.
What does Eleonora say? Oh, no. That was the discussion. She wanted the body taken back to the temple. I remember now.
Oh, where's that?
Right, I am right in remembering that, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Eleonora had said that she wanted, and that Lysandia would have wanted her to be buried at the church. And that was when you confirmed that there was a church. A church of Baruch Thram here. And these elves are claiming that their church is the church of Baruch Thram.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't cast augury because I haven't got the material component.
What do the material components? It has to be something stick-like that's got 1,000 gold pieces of value, eh?
Something 1,000 gold pieces, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mate, listen, you found 14 plus 1 objects of art, because we're saying 1 box of mushroom cigars for flavour, for sneaking it because it's cool. So you found 14 objects of art.
If he wants something that's exceptionally valuable that's stick-like, I will offer him one of the cigars.
The mushroom cigars.
That's a sacrifice.
I don't think they're worth 1,000 gold. What depends what market we're in.
They are if you really like them.
Yeah.
To me, they're priceless. Because it looks like I'm going to be spending a lot of my time above ground where they don't have them. So for me to give him one of these, it's...
Have you smoked one yet?
It's
I smoked one for about 10 minutes and I put it out.
Nice.
I'm rationing them.
Yeah. What it says is the material component for an augury spell is a set of gem-inlaid sticks, dragon bones, or similar tokens of at least 1,000 GP value.
Now,
Oh, that's easy.
before
Hang on. I shall nip out. I shall get a piece of wood couple of bits of wood from the wreck. I'll get those gems that we found, and I will kind of make a hole. Kind of
you didn't
bury a
raise some
gem in
sticks with
there.
gems, and if those gems are worth 1,000, then it works. I'll give it.
Yes.
And it's brilliant. And it's
Well, Darrow said he wants something like that, so I will kind of offer them to him.
Now, before I make my
that's what he
decision,
wants.
before I make my decision on whether it's going to work or not, I need to know how much information that casting that spell is going to give you, because I need to know how much I want to give away here.
So I will, on the game page, I mean, we have it in the Discord page, but what I'll do...
let me quickly read that, actually. Sorry, you did put that up in Discord. I can read that.
Okay, and the viewers can see it whilst you're reading that.
Yeah, if I just move Discord across, look.
Yeah.
So, Augury. The priest casting an augury spell seeks to divine whether an action in the immediate future, within 1/2 hour, will benefit or harm the party. For example, if a party is considering the destruction of a weird seal that closes a portal, an augury spell can be used to find if weal or woe will be the immediate result. If the spell is successful, the DM yields some indication of the probable outcome, weal, woe, or possibly a cryptic puzzle or rhyme. The base chance for receiving a meaningful reply is 70%, plus 1% per each level of the priest, blah 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 blah. For example, if the question is, will we do well if we venture to the 3rd level, and a terrible troll guarding 10,000 silver pieces and a shield plus 1 lurks near the entrance to the level, which the DM estimates the party could beat after a hard fight, the augury might be, great risk bring great reward. If the troll's too strong for the party, the augury might be, woe and destruction await. Likewise, right, sick, cool. I know how much information that's going to give you if you cast that.
None. Because as far as I know, it's going to take at least half an hour to get anywhere in the Underdark. So wherever this temple is, it's going to take us longer than half an hour to get there.
Do you think you're travelling by Underdark, do you?
He's not said anything else yet. That's where we found the elves. So the temple's obviously down there somewhere in the Underdark.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking it's a disguised drow.
Are you saying that out loud, that you think Eleanor's a disguised drow?
If somebody's got good hearing, yes.
Oh.
Well, her illusion of being an elf's getting better.
Yeah, but basically that's my religion says that what she said is against everything I've been taught.
Yes.
Well, there you are.
And I was sent to find another. Can you remember what phrasing?
A new branch of the Church of Barrathram.
A new branch.
Yeah, another branch. That another branch had been heard of, and you were sent to investigate. There's a new branch of the Church of Barrathram.
Oh dear. Out of character. Branch. Elf. Isn't it obvious?
Yeah, so he's a bit. There
you go, folks. If you've been watching for 13 weeks, you'll get it.
Yeah. So anyway, Leonora doesn't feel. Leonora is not able to cast spells today.
No, she's not able to do anything, mate. She's not able to walk. She's still struggling to breathe. She's in such an unfit, malnourished, abused, battered, broken, mentally and physically state. She's not
So
doing
we
anything.
can't travel with her today.
She could travel assisted.
Well, could I put together a travoy or sledge of some kind the dog could pull?
How far does she say her temple is? How long will it take us to get there, does she think?
It's on the other side of the island. Remember, the island was in two halves.
Yeah, so we've got to take someone who's not able to climb, etc., down the ravine and up again.
She says no. She says if you go to the bottom, the end of the ravine, there's a beach, and you can go around the beach, and the ravine's. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to. I don't know maps. I don't know how to describe this, but there's like. It comes to not a break, but like it comes down and down and down, and then at the end, it's not a climb. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
The walls of the ravine drop.
Yeah. I'm trying to picture it right. See, get a peach, right? And then take a slice out of it. Hold it like straight up in front of you, and then take a slice out, like out of the top, like a little like 30 degrees slice, and then picture that. So as it comes towards you, it comes to eye level. Do you know what I mean? Ground level, sea level.
Yeah.
So it bulges up and down.
As you get towards the sea, the height of the walls of the ravine drops away
Yes.
until it's level.
Yes.
So does she feel she can manage to travel today? And if so, how long does she think will take us to get there?
She doesn't think she could really do much today. She thinks.
Can we not rest today?
Yeah, she thinks a day of rest and she'd be alright, and she could probably walk herself. Then she could probably cast spells tomorrow. I don't know if she's even fit enough to articulate this, but that's the state of her.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Can Garona teach me how to do fishing up here then, please?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we just like fish and?
so are we going
Go
to
and
have a rest day, or
Yeah.
are we going to try and finish off that dungeon?
And leave her here by herself?
Leave the bear. They didn't eat her before, the first time.
Yeah,
Well, there's a dead body there it could eat, I suppose.
There's two if it digs down.
It's goblin.
It's got a taste for goblin mind.
Yeah. I can see it. Leave it some tasty goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to do
We didn't
that?
bring any goblin bodies out.
Yeah,
Why
you-
would you bring goblin bodies out?
Darrow's a maniac. He brings everything, every piece of goblin armour, every little spear, everything. He's a maniac. He's cutting off their arms and bringing those.
There were once we fed the
It's as yet unexplained.
goblin already. I would have thought we'll.
Despite Darrow's sensible and stoic personality, he seems to be a kleptomaniac or something.
Okay, so we had Kiara wants a day off. Cornaith?
Well, I'm happy to have a day off. Yeah.
Cornaith is not leaving an injured, unable to defend herself elf alone in the cave, even if it's with a bear. If you choose to go back to that cave, it
Even if
will
it's
be
a drow.
without him.
Even if it's a drow.
In that case, we're having the day off.
Garona, what's Garona say about that?
Garona's an NPC. Garona doesn't get a vote.
But
Sure.
she might want to go fucking kill some goblins and giant crocodiles and shit. Just wander off on her own though. This is what I'm saying. If we play Garona as Garona.
I mean, if Alex were here to play her, then Garona's opinion would matter. But Garona's an NPC at this point.
Yeah. Nice. She's staying with the party.
ruthless, Paul.
Paul's
If
ruthless.
Garona and I can go and catch some fish, then we can keep the bear and the dog fed.
Who wanted
as well
to
as the rest
learn?
of us.
Who wanted to learn fishing?
Well, I've got underground survival, so I can fish underground. It's just a case of adapting my skills to above ground.
Survival's a separate proficiency though, because fishing is a proficiency.
Ah, right, fine. I thought survival was just keeping yourself fed, etc.
Yeah, but that's more like knowing what roots you can eat and what bark you can eat to like survive. That's do you know what I mean?
Ah, okay.
It's
Fair
like,
enough.
It's like
So which
it's bear
bark
survival.
you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
have.
Yeah, which berries you can eat that'll keep you alive and which ones will poison you and stuff. That's what survival is.
Okay.
Fishing's a whole proficiency with rolls to tell you how many fish you catch and shit.
Fair enough. So that explains why I never caught anything underground.
Yeah, there you go. But if you've got a non-web proficiency slot free, she can teach you it easily.
Not yet.
She likes fishing, Garona. There's rolls for it, so if you want to spend a day fishing, you can roll for however many hours she does fishing for. It's in the player's handbook and proficiencies, I think, fishing.
Alternatively, I can always go and catch a few rabbits or whatever other strange creatures they have up here.
Yeah. Have you got hunting?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you can do that then. Non-way proficiencies. Fishing. The character is skilled in the art of fishing, be it with hook and line, net or spear. Each hour the character spends fishing, roll a proficiency check. If the roll is failed, no fish are caught that hour. Otherwise, a hook and line or a spear will land fish equal to the difference between the die roll and the character's wisdom score. A net will catch 3 times this amount. Of course, no fish can be caught where no fish are found. On the other hand, some areas teem with fish, such as the river or pool during spawning season. The DM may modify the results according to the situation. The DM may do whatever he wants in every situation. Anyway, thanks for saying that though, Player's Handbook. Thanks for the approval, but yeah, I don't need you. So there you go. She rolls a dice and she beats it by 4, so she gets 4 fish.
How many fish a day does the bear eat?
Probably as many as she can catch if you give it.
Definitely.
If you
Well,
give
the bear's injured. She's got to do a lot of healing.
Yeah.
Is nobody giving the bear a name? Am I responsible for naming fucking everything in this
Yogi,
game?
Bruin, Ursa.
Steve.
Oh, I like Ursa. Steve, I like as well. Is it a boy or a girl? Who's checking?
You're the DM.
Aye, but I've not checked. Who's checking?
I'm not checking. It's a monster from up above.
Yeah. I don't know. I never like gendered it when I made it. Eh?
Yeah, well, you better decide.
It's a bear.
Well, I'll decide when somebody checks.
Are you going to make us roll for it?
No, I'm not interested.
Now I'm going to make you check, and then I'll decide who's checking. Who wants to know if it's male or female?
I'll check, but does it mean roll in to see if I get my face swiped off?
No, it doesn't. Nah, so you look. I was just winding you up to see if see who was the most scared of it. Nah, yeah, it's
I was game.
Yeah, it's a boy bear.
We'll call it Barnaby.
I like that. We've got a suggestion in chat on Twitch from Daniel, says Sydney.
Whatever we call it, it's not going to be Rupert.
Can we call it No, I still like Barnaby.
It's not badass enough for D&D though. It's a cute name for a bear.
I know, but he's injured. And
Yeah, he is a bit like, he's not that scary because
he's not like rawr.
Yeah, his foot hurts and that. He's kind of, I think he feels protected by you lot. Eh?
Charles.
Charles.
Give it a princely name.
Charles is as good a name for a bear as any, Nico. I like Charles for a bear. Eh?
It is. I do actually. Straight in there, Nico. Shit all over my suggestion.
Yep, for me that's a winner. I like it. I think it's a very regal name for a bear. Eh? Charles Bear.
Well, I'd call him Charlemagne.
Charlemagne's a good name for anything.
Charles the Great.
Maybe it's Charlemagne and Charles for short. Can we all agree on that? I think that's pretty cool.
Fair enough.
Right, Charlemagne the Bear, Charles for short. Right, I'll change his token. I'll change his name on his character sheet and it should change automatically. Yeah?
Dave, can you see the chat?
1 second, I was just looking at what hunting did.
Corona says, after the hour of fishing, if any of you are a proficient hunter, maybe we could bring down some rabbit or deer. Corona continues, I am, are any of you?
I can try, certainly.
Yes.
Garona may be better at it than me, but...
The downside with hunting is, for every non-proficient hunter, there's an additional
minus
penalty.
1, yes.
Right. Right.
So if Garona's proficient, the two of us can go hunting together. Anybody else a hunter?
I think it's Corona and
No.
you. Kiaris
Okay.
is Tegan will be good at hunting.
Yes.
There you go, guys. Is that how you
Well,
spell
sweeties
it?
are bad for dogs, so we may as well take the dog out of the way of the temptation.
Is that how you spell it, David? I'm not quite as cultured as you.
I
I'm
was,
sure it is.
Sorry. I was so far into my mouth with them sweeties before I realised.
Yes, Charlemagne. That's
Yeah,
it.
I thought so.
Carolus Magnus, Charles the Great.
I love it. Yeah, there we go. That
Yeah.
bear's got a badass name.
Yeah.
Well, once he's healed up, he'll be a badass bear.
You hope so. He's got a sore leg, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I can't do anything about healing it.
Well, Darrow is thinking about things. Because we've got an elf and we've got a bear.
We'll heal the elf first. She
he's-
looks in worst case.
He's not sure if he trusts either of them to waste heal spells on them. I'll be back in a second. I need to get another drink from the fridge. Are you going to ask Eleanor the story?
No, it's not my god.
Oh.
This is some strange dwarven religion. I know who my gods are.
What I can do is a will of woe.
Pardon?
So, am I allowed to do with? Is there something amongst art objects that I can use for augury?
To cast augury, yes, but bear in mind it says in the thing it's for something that you're doing in the next half an hour.
Will of woe, from a religious point of view, if I use my healing powers on Eleonora.
Okay, so you're gonna ask your augury spell, is it gonna benefit you
Goodness sake!
to heal Eleonora? You wanna waste 1,000 gold pieces of this object to art?
No, it doesn't use it up.
Oh, it doesn't use it up, yeah, or you just have to make something, like, he's thinking it was gonna grab some sticks and it'll lay jewels into them.
I've already done it. They're in my backpack.
Right, okay, you wanna cast that?
Take them out. I take them out and give them to him. Now we find out whether they're worth 1,000 gold.
So let's try casting.
So you wanna know if saving Eleonora will save you?
Yeah, doing that will be religious. Will be in my religious interest, basically.
Yes, okay. And you're casting it as you're a priest casting a divine spell for divine inspiration if this is going to be helping your divine cause. So, are you casting it?
Yes, so shall I roll the die? Shall I press
Yeah,
the button?
yeah, make it official.
It's probably going to tell me I should have clicked on my character. What's it saying?
So just click on your character then and you'll be alright.
There,
What the spell is, you might have clicked on Eleonora.
I've clicked on my character. Free spells. When it starts being a 2, there we are. It's a 2.
Couldn't watch now, seen the token move. Okay, so the base chance for receiving a meaningful reply is 73%. You want to know wheel or woe? Well, it's wheel. It's wheel. The answer is wheel. Helping Eleonora will help you and help your divine cause.
Right.
That's what.
Okay.
That's
So-
what that spell would tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, so now I've cast that. I can then go and do a second level healing spell on her.
Nice. And just for clarity, the material components of that spell has to be jewels or something stick shaped that's inlaid with jewels that's worth 1,000 gold pieces. So you guys have just used 1,000 gold pieces worth of gems and just put them into sticks and then used that, and it's worked. That's cool. And it doesn't use them up. They're not used up in the casting, that's right?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously based on the I Ching.
Sninky Nook has a good idea, actually. We can use Darrow to check how valuable gems are. Because we can prize one of the gems out, and then he can try casting it.
Oh!
And then we can keep doing that until we reach the point where it doesn't work.
That's I think that falls under what I call metagaming, David. Think very much so. There's a fine line between clever uses of a spell and super metagaming. You just tripped over it there, like.
Yes, but bear in mind, I didn't put the ruby into those sticks.
I absolutely recognise your genius and acknowledge it. It's very, very clever. But it's also metagaming as fuck.
I know. Of course, the easy way around that is to rule that it does use up the gems when you cast it.
Yes. Oh, nah, don't tempt me, man. Right.
Okay.
I watched. Sorry, 2 seconds. I watched 1 minute. I watched the VOD yesterday from last week, and one thing I remember was I wanted to homebrew into the rules that wargs were getting the dwarfs racial +1 bonus because wargs were such a big part of goblin society. So I'm gonna call it now. That's a rule in my game from now on. Wargs 2, not bugbears necessarily, but definitely wargs.
I will edit the character sheet.
Yeah, let's homebrew that rule. Fucking A. I love it.
Edit the character sheet. But you've seen the result of my cast?
6 on Eleonora. Right.
I suppose the only question is whether wargs get any pluses against dwarves because of racial bonuses.
Half orcs, orcs, half orcs, goblins, hobgoblins, and wargs.
And wargs now, yes. There you go. There's a rule in Ryan's homebrew. I don't have that many. I just fudge loads of rules to make them easy, but that's an official one.
That pink part has chugged along a moderate amount.
Yeah.
So, how does she look after this?
So, when you cast the heal spell on her, her physical wounds heal up, her bruises go from dark purple and black to a thick yellow to just a light yellow. Her cuts heal up, you know, where she's been battered, where the marks on her wrists where she's been tied up, where the leather straps have been digging into her wrists, those seem to, the swelling goes down, they look better. But her eyes are still like rolled up in the back of her head. Like all this healing you've done on her is physical, and I think she needs, or you think she needs also a bit of time, at least mentally as well, before she's at any kind of capacity. But the physical healing, you see the physical effects of it. But
does it look as if it's worth doing any more physical healing, or is this all I can do?
Do you not see her bar?
I can see her bar, but it's not all the way along.
Yeah, out of character, 16 out of 19.
So in that case, I'll do a Cure Light as well.
Okay.
Given I've got spare spells, and then I'll think about this spare.
You're so generous with this elf you don't trust. You cast a spell to find out if you trust her or not.
That's not actually why he did the spell. The way he phrased that spell is he going to get into trouble with his god for casting it?
Oh, I know, he's just as clever as you.
No, she might be a heretic, she might not.
But she may be innocently heretic to you. To her, she's not a heretic, but to you, she is.
But my god has told me that heretic or not, no, heretic. it
Heretic
is
or
a
no?
good idea to.
Yeah, to aid her will aid you.
Yes. So, so in that case, I'll do a cure light.
So, for the record, Baruchtham told you that, not me.
Yes.
For the record. What?
I didn't.
I
For
said,
the record.
for the record, Baruchtham, his god, told him that, not me.
Oh right, not you. Okay, sorry, I had missed the first bit.
Or possibly one of the junior secretaries that Baruchtham keeps around to
Well,
answer all
yeah,
queries.
yeah, it's a prayer, yeah. You got an answer from the powers that be. And to him, those powers that be are his god, Baruchtham.
So Derek comes back tomorrow.
Yes.
Fine.
In which case, we might as well wait for him to come back so that Jacob gets his crossbow.
If he can get it in 3 days.
Oh, he's
Well,
coming. So he's coming back with a crossbow tomorrow.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So Jacob's getting a crossbow.
Excellent.
In which case, yes, so in that case, we don't set out first thing in the morning.
You want to wait
We
for
wait
him
for
first?
him to come. Jacob gets his crossbow, and then we're more powerfully equipped when we head off.
Yeah. Well, did you order? Did Jacob order anything else?
I think it was just food.
Did you?
Yeah, food
Sorry.
is right.
Did someone not order? So I'm pretty sure somebody ordered drug.
Jacob ordered snuff as well. He's like, can you bring me some snuff?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, me neither. I was just making sure nobody knew what we were talking about.
Don't be a grass, Kiara.
That was the only thing I remembered that we had ordered.
Kiara's a snitch. Nobody trusts Kiara.
No, she's not a snitch. She's just working out who she needs to be friends with.
I love
I've
it.
given you the eye, Jacob.
But I'm pretty. Jacob, have you got the right weapon you use as your main weapon?
Yes,
You came with one, didn't you?
I did.
A sword and a dagger, right?
Yeah.
Nice. And armor. I think you had a sword, a dagger, and some armor, and a couple of little bits and pieces, like on your person, and that was literally it.
Oh yeah. I got washed up. I got kicked off my damn ship by my arsehole captain.
Yeah, so you've got your right weaponry, and it's basically later on. Does armor need to be fitted to someone?
Generally, yeah. For it to be, I guess, if armor's not well fitted to someone, you don't give them like a penalty in their armor class unless it's really bad. What you do is there's a time armor needs to be cleaned, and there's penalties for sleeping in it and blah blah blah. What you do is you put the penalties on there.
Yeah. Because Jacob's presumably the worse armoured of the members of the party who can use armour.
Yeah, you're wearing hide or leather or something, Jacob, right?
I'm wearing hide, but I don't dare to put on metal armor.
Because we said if you were wearing metal armor, you would have drowned. You've come from a boat, so you're used to not wearing metal armor, right?
Okay, so ordering shade for you is a waste of time.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
You came out with
Right.
what's yeah, so remember you found in amongst all that silver and objects to art from before, you found this time when you got into that different room, you found the chest that had the 2 suits of elven armor, the 2, well, we don't know if they're elven armor, they were chainmail armor, but they were elf size. They were elf size anyway, and there was the 2 shields and the 2 swords. Remember those that came up under the detect magic spell, all of them.
Do any of us
Yeah.
use shield?
I
Use what?
I could use a shield if I'm not holding a torch in one hand.
The human of the party has to walk around with a torch or a bullseye lantern all the time. Because
So
they're
we
underground.
can see if Eleanor objects to the idea of you using a shield. given that the shields have her holy symbol on it.
She would say, until we take it back to the church and bury it with Lysandia, it's okay. If we're going to the church to bury my sister, you can use it on the way there, yeah, that's fine.
Oh, she's now her sister.
She means her sister of the church, sorry. I didn't,
Right, okay.
yeah, that wasn't clear. She just meant her sister in the church, yeah, like, as in, if she was male, if they were both male, she would have said, as in, my brother, not meaning,
Yo, bro.
yeah.
So it was magic chain.
In a brotherhood of the clergy kind of way.
It was elven-sized magic chain mail.
Which I could wear.
×2.
Kiara... Is Kiara a small half-elf, so is she closer to
Yeah,
elven?
I'm
Right.
little.
Yeah.
5'4".
Like, elf armor would fit Kiara. Well, yeah.
And I can wear elven chain.
It's not.
Does it affect her spellcasting?
It's not elven chainmail though, Tammy. Elven chainmail is a different thing. A very different thing.
That
It's
got excited
yeah,
again.
no. It's chainmail armor the size and shape of an elf, but it's not elven mail. That's a whole other
Well,
thing.
I feel like that was misleading when it was first described.
Okay, so it will prevent her from spellcasting.
Yeah, you can cast spells in it. It's chainmail. It's magical chainmail, elf-sized, that quite clearly belonged to an elf, but it's not elven mail in that it's got all the different properties of that armor. No.
So none of us can use the armor apart from Eleonora when she recovers. And the shield Jacob's using. And what was the other magic item?
Sword.
Swords each.
Sword. Sneak and Nook and Jacob can both use long swords. It is a long sword, isn't it?
Yes. Longsword.
I am specialised in those. I kind of raise my eyebrows.
Well, if you
But-
want to risk it, then
I
go
wanna-
ahead.
I want to know, Nico, does Jacob raise one eyebrow at the same, individually? Can he do that? Because I can't do that. I want to know.
No, I think it's both eyebrows.
Yeah, I can't do them independently of each other at all.
Not a Vulcan then.
No. Idiot. Okay.
Well, as far as Sneaky Nook's concerned, if Jacob wants to risk using this long sword without knowing what it is and possibly drown, then that's up to him.
Looks shiny.
Be my guest. It's not proper gnomish workmanship.
Eleonora would insist that it's going to be buried with Lysandia.
That's ridiculous, I say. You can't waste a good sword like this.
It's not a waste. It's hers and it's to be buried with her. It's her holy sword.
But it's just going to lie in the ground. It's not going to do anything.
It'll protect her in the afterlife. And she's not going in the ground.
There is
I
no
think
afterlife.
it's a knowledge religion roll from here.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Whilst
Sneaky Nooks goes and hides in a corner of the cave. There's a religious argument coming up here. They never go well.
yeah. What Darrow thinks of what Darrow thinks that whether when people are buried with their weapons, are they buried with their best weapons? I'm sure the dwarves have opinions on this.
To you, your holy axe of Barak Thram, it's charged to you by the church, and it would return to the church. In your opinion, that it would return to the church on your death. It would not be your decision; it would be the church's decision what would happen with your axe that's been charged with you. That's what you would feel.
Yeah, so if the swords are like my axe, the church is, yeah.
So does that still count if I take it? Because I don't need to return it to the church then, do I? He kind of grins.
The church will seek to recover it.
Eleonora wants to take it to the church.
I just look to Darrow because he's the guy that introduced me to the group, and I think that he's pretty much my only lifeline, really.
So the church would normally seek to recover its weapons. If that sword is like, if something happened to my axe, the church would seek to recover my axe.
Yes.
It might then, if they thought that someone had done a great deed for the church, they might think might seek to do a reward.
Well, that's exactly how your church would deal with it. Your church would expect that weapon to be brought back to the church. They would even go to the lengths of charging another champion with seeking out to bring it and return it. And then your church, most likely, after your death with your weapon, they would most likely they would give it to another champion like you. Yeah, game terms, a level 1 guy, the next guy. So that's what you would expect if you were in their shoes, from your priest point of view, priest or Barrackthorn point of view. That's what you would expect.
But it's not your church, Darrow. If you find it, they'll say what they want to happen.
Well, it's another branch of the church, so I have to, if it is, it's potentially another branch of my church.
Yes.
Branch.
But when we get back there, they will say what they think should happen.
Yeah.
Maybe your god would be upset following their god. Think about
it. Now we all are.
So the next thing is, should I cure this bear?
Thanks again, Darrow.
What does the party think? Do we trust this bear enough to have it fully healed near us?
Do you trust it with its hit points?
Yeah.
Schninkinut would actually rather that you got rid of it and let it go, because it's a monster.
Well, after naming it Charlemagne.
I may have named it Charlemagne. Schninkinut doesn't trust it.
Darrow isn't sure about it. Oh, you rolled her for fishing, so you didn't go hunting.
He's done 8 hours of fishing.
No, 8 hours of fishing. That's just...
So both critical successes and fumbles in there, 2 each.
Yeah, but the ones are what you want, I think. No, the 20s are what you want. No, the ones are what you want. Yeah, you want to roll under.
So you did so well in the middle hours that you fished the area out, and that's why you had 2 20s.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he wasn't catching nothing. She wasn't catching nothing. Sorry, it's Garona. She wasn't catching nothing. So, 32 fish caught. We are eating good. But
even the bear, mate.
It's like 7 PCs, or 7 PCs and NPCs, a bear and a dog. So that's probably just going to feed you all for one good meal, to be fair.
Decent feed, though.
Yeah. Because the bear will probably eat 3/4 of that if you let it.
Yeah.
Nah, probably not. That's probably exaggerating, actually. It's just a regular bear. It's not going to eat millions of fish.
It's not just come out of hibernation.
No. But
it's been eating well on goblin.
But yeah, it's been dining on goblin flesh pretty well, actually. Charlemagne, the goblin muncher.
Mm-hmm.
So
Darrow, are you curing this bear or not?
I'm asking other people's opinion.
Oh, he's very not sure. Like
Yeah, I say cure it, but I don't think everybody else does.
He had to cast a spell just to decide if he trusted the elf enough or not.
I don't blame him for that in the slightest. I know my opinion. As far as the bear's concerned, it made puppy eyes. I think you should heal it, and then we can let it go.
It liked you as well. It was Stinky Nook that it liked the most, and you.
I know,
You
but I
feel
still
bad
don't
about
trust
that.
it.
What do Jacob and Cornet think?
Healthier it is, the more meat.
Controversial.
I think that it's your god whose powers you're calling on, and as far as nature goes, nature heals on its own. It doesn't rely on the power of the gods.
Yes, well, I heal on my own, but I'm really grateful for the gods.
I'm thinking. I'm inclined. I have made that roll, but I'm inclined to think it's some animal.
Eleonora would put her, if she puts her 2 cents in, it would be that if Barak Thram has sent a dwarf and his human and snurfnerblin and dog and elf companion to save me, then why would Barak Thram's power not be used to cure a bear? And if you truly are an agent of Barak Thram, like you say, Great Darrow, the dwarf, then Barak Thram, I feel, would want you to use his great power to heal this bear. That's just my opinion.
I rolled 2 on the knowledge religion, so does that sound a good argument to me? It probably could do.
Is that a success on religion you're rolling?
Yes.
What, to know if Barak Thram would approve of you healing the bear?
Yeah.
I don't know if you need to roll a proficiency check for that. I think it's common sense.
You should know the morals of your god enough.
Yeah.
Basic catechism.
Is it a god of war and protection?
And if he was fighting for good, the bear would be on his side.
So do we have things like animals fighting for us?
Do you mean in the game,
We'll
or
take it.
in your religion, or?
In my religion, anything about animals fighting for us?
Well, there's not anything in the story of Barak Thram the Great Warrior. He was just a great warrior with a great axe that slayed fucking great hordes of orcs. There's nothing about a bear in his story. But it's a very recent thing. There's nothing anti-bear, there's nothing anti-animal. Do you know what I mean? In the Barak, there's nothing like... He's a god of war and a god of protection, a god of slaying orcs and saving the day, really.
Out of character, Peter. If you think about it, that bear was in the cell with the 2 elves, starving, and it didn't eat them. So either Barakthan protected them, or he laid his hand on the bear.
When we first met the bear, it was fighting goblins.
Yes.
It's not ate us so far.
Okay, so I'm going to do another. I'm going to do a first level cure.
Yeah.
If it allows me to near it to touch it. Does it allow me near it?
Yeah. The bear's very friendly to all you now. I keep saying the bear, but it's got a name now. Charlemagne the bear. Charlemagne the goblin muncher. He's very friendly to you, and he lets you cast a heal spell on him, of course.
You may give it a name, but Darrow's going to be calling it the bear most of the time.
Well, I always forget Tegan's name and call him the dog, so... Oh wow, nice roll.
Now that could be an omen.
Could be.
Sorry guys, I keep yawning.
It's alright.
I'm not bored.
So, he made up his mind, and he healed the elf. After casting augury, and he's made up his mind, and he's healed the bear. And we've named the bear. Nice.
Right, I shall sit down and do some running repairs on my bow and check the arrows are okay.
And if nothing else happens before we go to bed, I'm going to do another cure, but we'll give it a bit longer.
Well, does anybody else want to do anything for the day?
Well, if I have time to go out and try some hunting to get some extra food, I will.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you've got a whole day because you rested last night, and then you woke up in the morning. So you've got all day. Like Corona's going for 8 hours. She's doing. She's fishing. So, and that's not even the whole day. You've got a whole day. A day's 16 hours because a night's 8.
Okay. Right. So, how often do I make a check?
Right, let's have a look at that.
It doesn't actually say. I mean, my chance isn't great.
Hunting. But in wilderness settings, the character can attempt to stalk and bring down game. A proficiency check must be made with a -1 penalty to the ability score for every non-proficient hunter in the party. So if you go on your own, there's no -1 penalty. If the die roll is successful, the hunter and those with him could have come within 101 to 200 yards of an animal. The group could attempt to close his range, but a proficiency check must be made for each 20 yards closed. So you've got to do 4 or 5 checks.
That's a weird way of doing it.
Well, not necessarily, because you choose what range you get into, because you're going to bring it down with a bow, don't you?
Yes, but you have to make a proficiency check every 20 yards.
Yes.
If you want to get closer than the initial 100 to 200 yards.
Yes.
Yeah.
And remember your outside settings, so you've got, it's yards, your range.
Yeah, but with the short composite bow, medium range is up to 100 yards. So it's guaranteed to be either out of range or at long range.
And then you have to start
Which
making
is
proficiency checks, yeah. So I feel like it works, eh? Do you want to do it?
Okay, how many times can I try in a day?
I guess you could do as many as 8, I suppose, because you've got 16 hours, eh? So you could spend an hour trying and failing, and then an hour trying to find something else, and then, yeah, do it 8 times, I guess, easy. Excuse me.
Okay. Well,
Let's
my
do
skill
rolls
is
for it.
only 9.
I'll put that up on the other screen so I can read it while looking at the rolls.
Okay, well, let's try the first time. Failed. Second hour. Succeeded.
Okay.
So I am
So you've got to roll D1.
144.
You're 144 yards away, right. Should we bring
So I
up
have
a
to
map?
make 3 more rolls to get into medium range. So let's see if I can roll 3d20
Right, hang on.
under 9. No, I didn't get into medium range.
Do you see the map
So-
that I've just moved you onto?
Nope.
So
You make
it's because I
this
just moved
on
that.
range.
Right, I just need to move this now. Yep. So you're here. Do you see it?
No, I'm still in the cave.
You
Oh,
should be able
I know
to
what to
drag
do. Yeah. You have to drag them over
picture.
to this. Yeah. This is what I do. So I drag this to here. That's what I do.
Ah, yes, that's changed.
Change your map. Okay. So
Yep.
if you want to do this, we've got a map.
How
Okay.
far away are you going?
Well, I'm scouting in the undergrowth as a good stalker does. Just the local vicinity.
Let me see if I
I'm
can
not,
find a
I'm not
token.
going looking for monsters. Of course, they might come looking for me, but... Okay.
How far
let's
away
try
are you? I found a token. How far away are you?
1 second, I'll just zoom back out, and I'm up in the top right-hand corner. So according to this, I am only about 160 feet from the party.
Oh, the party shouldn't all be here.
Oh, there, I can see them down in the bottom.
This deer should be here.
Ah, right, fine. So that's about 160 feet.
Yep.
That's well within medium range. Because in outdoors, ranges goes up to yards, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So this is going to be at -2 to hit unless
Yep.
I want to try and creep closer.
Yes.
But-
So you have to decide now if you're going to creep closer or.
Right. I can try creeping another 20 yards closer. That would get me into short range.
Okay.
But let's try it.
So this is a roll.
Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Oh, beautiful.
Nice. So let's say because it's a critical success, you can move double.
So that gets me. Are you doing it in yards or feet? Since we're down on a lower scale, feet.
Yeah, we're on feet on this scale, aren't we?
Yep. So that
Oh,
will give me another
shit.
40 feet closer.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go 40 feet, which would get me to roughly there. So that moves me to that point. At which point I'm that much closer,
Where is it?
so I'm only measure it.
Oh.
So I'm 120 feet, which is well within short range. So let's have a shot at shooting this.
Nice. Good
Deer.
luck. And then I guess I have to work out how many hit points a deer has. So let me just bring up a monster manual. Oh, I've got rules over on the screen. Hang on. So it'll be the monster manual. The deer. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to find it under? Anybody know?
Monstrous manual. Where would it be?
Herd animal, maybe something like that. There's herd
Yes,
animal
I
somewhere.
think that would be under herd animal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think herd animal is a thing. Ah, it's not horses. No. Yeah, I don't see herd animal. Where the fuck is it?
They're in the monster manual. They're under mammal.
Mammal. Jeez, oh.
Mammal herd.
Yeah, there it is.
Sorry, I was half
there it is,
listening.
yeah.
Camel, cattle, buffalo, antelope, sheep.
It's not got,
Antelope would probably be closest.
it's not got for it's not got for a deer. A deer's gonna have half a hit dice, isn't it? It's not gonna have a hit dice. It's gonna have half a hit dice. 1d4.
But what do
motherfucker.
antelope have?
Oh fuck it. An antelope has hit dice 2. Let's say a deer's got 1 then.
A stag, wild, that's under mammal.
Is it? Oh yeah, right, here we go. There you go.
But that's 3 hit dice.
That's a wild stag. Where's just a regular old deer?
That's probably going to be, well, that's...
Mammal small? Nah, it's not in there. Oh,
No, wait, if you say the stag is 3 hit die,
let's say a deer's 1.
Okay.
So let's look for something else. A goat. How many is a goat? A goat's a good comparison. Hit dice 1 plus 2 for a goat.
Fair enough.
Right, yeah, so let's say a deer is 1. Right?
Okie doke.
So I'll roll 1d8. That's how many hit points it has. Okay, 3. So you're rolling to hit then?
Yes, indeed.
Good luck.
Dum-de-dum-de-dum. So, short composite bow. Anything from the flank or such like?
Well, let's say you snuck up on it and you're behind it, so you get +2. It's aiming.
Hang on a second. Did you say I snuck up on it from behind
Yeah.
with surprise? He
Yeah.
says in his thief mode.
Alright, no, you're not getting backstab on it.
Ah, shame.
No. You can get
Just
+2.
+2.
Let's say you're behind
Okay.
it. Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough. AC 6. I think that's probably enough
Probably
to hit
going to
it.
be a hit. We don't even have a deer here. We've got what's a goat? 7.
what's the stag armor class?
Well, a goat's 7. Mammal, stag, armor class 7. Yeah, so the 6 is going to hit a deer.
Okie doke.
So
Let's
roll
hope that
damage.
it does enough damage to kill it.
Yeah, you need to bring it down, like.
Yes.
Oh,
Minimum.
So you hit the deer, but it's a deer. It's not a goblin. It's not gonna like get up and come charge towards you and try and kill you. You still bring it down. It's just not dead.
Right. In that case, I will rush towards it, and if I see it getting up again, I will have another shot.
If it tries to get away, it's gonna get away slower than you can. Do you know what I mean? Than you can chase.
Yep.
You're gonna catch it. So it's yours if you want it.
Yep. Okay. Right. Fine. So this 3-foot Nervlin looks at this 4 or 5 foot tall deer and figures out, how am I going to carry this lot back? I think I okay. Can I drag it?
What does a goat weigh?
My strength.
It doesn't say. Yeah, I'm sure you could work it out. Like,
yeah.
What is your strength?
15.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not a weakling.
Yeah. 100%. You're a big strong adventurer, man.
Okay, I'll drag it back.
You're a little strong adventurer. Yeah, you can drag it back. Okay, so let's go back onto a regular map. And I think to drag you onto it, I do this. David, back onto this map. Yeah? Did that work?
Still on the other one at the moment. They are just going back, yes. Fine.
There we go. Work that out. Grouped you back in with the players.
Okay.
So you went hunting and you got a deer.
Yes. Right, well I shall bring it back and do any of this lot know what it is that I've caught?
Because you don't know.
I do believe between a deer and 32 fish, we are eating very fucking good today.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are other creatures a bit like it down below, but all right, it's not poisonous, is it? I ask the group.
It's a deer. And it's
Right.
what people call the meat.
Yes, I'd figured that out, but is it poisonous?
Nah.
Well, it's you cook it.
Not if we cook it right.
Oh, right, fine. So it is poisonous if you don't cook it.
Yeah, don't eat it. It'll make you ill if you eat it raw.
Well, no,
What's the bear sniffing at it for then?
animals will probably eat it raw.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Kiara, you say that, but you don't know the constitution of a deep gnome. I don't know the constitution of a deep gnome. I don't know
Yeah,
if you can
I
get that
don't,
raw.
but I would probably still.
You're advising
I
them
would
either
probably
way,
tell
yeah.
them from what I know, yeah, like
Probably
I would
it's
not
still
be
wise
wanting
advice.
to eat that raw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, but you don't know what else is in that water, do you? I mean, some of the lakes down below are deadly.
How do you get that?
That's why I need beer.
How do you get that salt out of the clothes once you do that? Like, do you just wring it out into something and then evaporate it? Like, I don't even know. I don't know who's asking you that. I'm the DM, so I guess... I guess Garona's asking you how you do that.
Don't know. Best place to find salt is in the rock.
As Jacob knows. Jacob's telling you how you can do it by... You can soak it up and then...
He doesn't really know what he's talking about.
Ah, okay, nice.
But it does sound like it might work.
It does work. I'm fucking desperate to explain how it works, but
I'm sure it does, yeah. I'm sure it does.
it does. It's an actual thing you can do. I'm so sorry. I'm such a useless smart arse.
There's all sorts of little bits of information that people have. Little known facts that nobody cares about. Number 237. Anyway, anybody want this deer skin?
Well, deer skin, yeah. See, with
Would I
hunt...
be?
Sorry, go ahead,
Sorry.
Tammy. No, you go ahead first.
I was just going to say, would I? In my head, I'm like, oh my god, yes, because I could use that deer skin. But would my character know how to use that deer skin?
Well,
From like the way that she's lived.
my next question for David was, does the hunting proficiency give you proficiency in skinning... I guess it does in skinning it, but no, nothing beyond that. I guess tanning it and everything
Oh
else
no,
is-
tanning definitely not.
But you can skin it proficiently, yeah? That'll be part of hunting it, no doubt.
Yeah.
'Cause skinning it will be, so will, like, what's the word for taking all its guts out? You can...
Removing the offal, etc.
Yeah, you'll be proficient in all of that as part of hunting.
Preparing the meat.
Yes. yeah, beyond that, Kiara, unless you've got like a tanning proficiency or something, you can't.
Nah, I don't have a. That's what I mean. Like
Really?
that's where I get.
Yeah, you still have to take it to someone with some
Yeah,
proficiency
yeah.
and doing something with it.
Okay.
But yeah, you can keep it and then use it. But you have to preserve it somehow or it'll rot. And salt is a.
But
That is
yeah,
a way you
like,
can
I-
preserve things is with salt.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
Look, Cornaith's got leather working proficiency.
There you go.
Oh, so you do? Yeah, yeah.
But it's not leather. It's hide. At the moment, it's a fresh hide that's bloody, and I don't think.
From the player's handbook, leatherworking. This proficiency enables a character to tan and treat leather to make
Nice.
clothing and other leather objects.
There you go.
Jolly good.
There you go. But don't you have to have like tan or whatever it is that you do it with the stuff?
Urine, I thought.
From
it's
my
like a pest, eh?
understanding, you could do it with tree bark. You could do it with smoke and heat. There's all kinds of different ways to treat
There
skin
you
so that
go.
it doesn't rot.
Nice. There you go. So yeah, you can get that tanned and
Well, that gives us everybody something to do during the day.
yeah. Jacob, what are you doing? Were you doing anything? Nico, was Jacob doing anything?
Yeah, I actually think so. I think I'm going to be using my gaming proficiency to make up a game with like pebbles, throwing pebbles, maybe into like goalposts or something. Got like a point system.
Oh,
maybe
nice.
there's like mushrooms involved.
Oh, nice. So you could make a game. That's cool.
He's quite easily bored. Yeah, he's
Right.
quite used to being very busy on
Okay.
ship.
In that case, then, so as you're saying, you're going to make it from having your game proficiency. Roll a proficiency check to see if you succeed or fail, and then we'll decide how good your game is. So it's not a very good game, but it's a game, nonetheless. Okay.
It keeps me occupied for the
Yeah,
day.
it keeps you occupied, but no one else is interested in playing. Jacob Tailcutter, I just noticed that. I just noticed that.
Dear oh dear.
Mm-hmm. So,
Well, I've just been looking up tanning, and it's not something we want to be around for when Cornaith's doing.
it's not a pretty process.
That's what I was doing.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, Tegan can produce some of the components necessary. The brains from the deer is another of the components that's necessary.
Lovely.
On the upside, it takes anywhere from 6 hours to 2 days. So while we're waiting for the guy to come with the boat, we've got something to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that works out well, like. Jacob's made up a game with goalposts and throwing stones and mushrooms, but it's not very good. But it's kept him busy all day, like, so it's all good. Cornaith, what's he do for the day off?
Leatherworking.
Leatherworking, yeah, he did.
Tending to
doing
Eleonora
that,
until
yeah.
the deer skin comes,
Right.
and then leatherworking.
So Kiara, what's Kiara doing for that day?
I was originally thinking that I would have maybe went and explored with Tegan, and then it would have been fun to see if he had like caught rabbits and stuff. But I actually think I would have probably stayed close by and maybe like.
So you're thinking go hunting without the proficiency, go hunting with a dog.
Well, like, yeah, just for like thingy, but then I think because Cornaith was staying with the elf lady and she was so purely, I think I probably would have just stayed close by. And then I always forget I have my loot and things too.
Yeah.
So
Another thing worth pointing out is there's 3 kinds of dog in that player's handbook when you bought them, and it's guard dog, war dog, which is what you've got, and hunting dog. So he's a different kind of dog. He's not naturally gifted at it, but I guess you could teach him.
Yeah.
You've got animal handling and animal training.
Yeah.
You've got all that, and you've got your own dog. So I'm sure you could teach a war dog to also hunt.
Yeah.
Also a question, once we decided we were not going back down the dungeon, what spells did Cornaith learn for the day?
Is that Darrow asking Cornaith, or is that Peter asking Paul?
Peter asking Paul.
Cheating.
That's a really good question because we have absolutely no intentions of going in there. However, he would want some sort of defense in case of something happening. He would probably memorize his normals: burning hands, sleep, and scare.
Now, have you decided that the next thing you're going to do after this day's rest is to go to the church?
Yeah.
Well, the next thing we're going to do is meet Derek, and then we'll go to the church.
Oh yeah, Derek comes tomorrow, eh?
Yeah.
And what's he bringing then? Remind me, he's bringing a crossbow and bolts. Did you remember to ask him for bolts, Jacob?
I do. Yeah,
Nice.
and a quiver actually.
Nice. Because I don't remember, so as long as you remember or Jacob remembers, then it's fine. Cool. So, and did you order some more food or something? Or
Yeah.
anything
Yeah, we
else?
did get supplies.
I
did
think
we
it was
not?
like an extra bedroll and blanket or something like that as well, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, semantics. We don't care. So you want to advance?
In amongst the loot, were there the elves' bedrolls and blankets?
In amongst the loot, no. All that belonged to the elves was the armors, the shields, and the swords. That's the only belongings of the elves that you found. Those 3 things times 2.
I think I say this every week, but I am pretty sure I have 2 bedrolls in my stuff that I bought.
Yes, you have extra ones.
Yeah, because I always think that I would have one for the dog just in case he wanted to sleep. So I do have an extra one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jacob.
so look what Cornet's rolling. Book binding. He's using the leather. Is that right, Paul? He's using the leather. That
He's using the leather to bind a cover for Kiara's spell pages and extra.
Yes.
Cool job.
Amazing.
and he's rolled a 1, which is a critical success on that roll, because you want low. So...
No, he rolled a 17.
Oh, he rolled a 17. I'm reading the one success. He rolled a 17. Sorry. So he just rolled it. He just made it. So yeah, he's rolled a leather book cover.
So now Kiara has an official spell book, not just papers thrown together with spells written on them.
Yeah, she's got a spell book.
We'll have tomorrow once.
So, ready for you to advance to the next day at any point.
Yep.
Whenever you want, you can do that.
Okay, ready to advance. I said I was going to do another cure on the bear just before we went to bed.
Go for it. He's 22 out of 26, so...
He's on full.
Nice. So, the bear, Charlemagne, Charles, the Goblin Muncher, is back up to full hit points.
And quite full.
Yeah, he's eating well.
Deer offal, fish, yes.
Yeah, fish, deer offal, goblin.
It'll put him off eating me for a while, which is good.
Maybe a bit of Lysandia, you can't be sure. Did you bury her? No, you didn't.
No.
You were going to take her to the church, right? Yeah. See, you guys need to pay attention because I don't remember. So, okay, so is everybody ready for next day?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, next day. This is the day.
For the rest of the afternoon, can I get some of the driftwood and put together something for carrying the body?
Yes. Easy enough.
It might be a case of a long beam and we just strap her arms and legs to it.
Yeah.
Although I don't think that the Eleonora would be too happy about that. So we need some sort of stretcher, don't we?
I'm sure you could manage that between you, like.
Okay.
I'd say it's easy enough, especially if somebody gives you a hand with it.
Because walking along with her slung over somebody's shoulder isn't a particularly good idea.
It's not the best idea. I mean, Garona can manage it pretty easy enough. She can just carry an elf like that. But you want to be more respectful, I guess.
Right.
Yep, next day then.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, where are we off to, boss? Or are we waiting for this guy with the boat?
So yeah.
We're waiting for the guy with the boat first.
Wait 1 second. So the night is unsuccessful. Is uneventful. Sorry, the night is uneventful, and you wake up the next morning. Sorry, go ahead. I have to tell you that the night's uneventful because you might have got attacked by a dragon in the middle of the night. You can't just say, right,
Yes,
boss, where are we going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was unsuccessful for you in that you didn't roll a wandering monster.
Nah, there was no wandering monster.
We had enough of crocodiles.
Crocodiles were brilliant wandering monsters.
Not if you're in the water with them, they're not.
Right.
Cornave says, does anyone have the need for an armor spell?
Yes, please, whatever that is, boss.
You'll take anything the Great Wizard is giving out.
Of course. He's a great wizard.
It will do you no good if your armor class is better than 6. Just saying.
My armor class.
Not that the characters would say that, but if you're wearing hide or scale or something, it's not going to benefit you.
I'm wearing leather.
Then it would benefit you.
In that case, if you are willing to cast it on me, Great Wizard, I would be most grateful. What does it do?
I need to improve her armor class because she'll be putting her armor back on. I need to quickly make a character sheet up for Eleonora. I'll do it on my other screen while you guys are role playing.
What it's going to do, Dave, is it will improve your armor class by 2 until you have taken how much damage, Cornave?
1 moment
9.
and he will see. No, it's better now.
Oh.
1 moment and he will see.
Sorry. I just get excited when I'm keeping track of what's going on.
You were right. It was 9 when it was cast on you, but he's gone up a level.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
What's the takeover of a level 4 priest?
18.
Thought so.
So there's what it does for you, for Cynic Ganuk.
So it's scale, but there is a dex bonus. Fine.
Sure.
So that will put it up to AC 4. It's a big improvement. Thank you.
And that
Until you'll
lasts, until he takes 11 points of damage. Once he takes a cumulative 11 points of damage over whatever period of time, it no longer benefits him.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, he has that spell on him.
Great stuff. I will make a note. Bow politely and thank you.
Can you only do it 1 time?
I can do it 3 times.
Can I get it again?
Are you still under the effect of the first one?
No,
No.
definitely not.
Yes, you can.
Thank
I will
you so
use
much.
2 of spells to do so. It would be the same effect for you, the 11 hit points.
Yeah. It was really good actually the last time. It saved me, I think.
And if you cast it today, then tomorrow all your spells will be back, yes?
Well, that's why I asked what spells Cornave had memorized.
Okay. That makes me much better at sneaking around scouting. Or at least when something spots me, it makes me much better.
Shit, to be completely honest, you could take your leather off and it would make no difference. You would have that armor class still because it's better than your leather armor, and it would take away any penalties that the leather armor gives you to your skills.
Trying to find a picture.
I don't think it gives me any penalties to my skills.
I think you get some bonuses for
I think it might give me bonuses for not wearing it.
Yeah. But then you're gambling on not taking 11 points of damage.
Quite.
I mean, totally your call, you know. I mean, it's your character, up to you. Just throwing that out there for food for thought, you know. You could go without armor and still have the full benefits of the spell.
If we're going cross country, then at least the armor will protect me from brambles and thorns and prickles and such like. I'm not sure that the armor spell would. Would it?
I'll show what I'm doing here. Are you talking to me? I was busy making a character sheet, sorry. The armor spell doesn't protect from things like that, no.
I think so.
So are we going to play with encounter with Derek before lunch? I mean lunch, midway break.
For our break. If you want, yeah. Should be able to do it fairly quickly.
Yeah, I think it's probably. I'm happy to do it as, oh yes, he turns up and you get your stuff, but whether anyone else wants to do anything.
What's the damage of a longsword? 1d8, 1d12?
Yes.
What did you ask?
Yes, damage of longsword is d8, d12.
What's the weight?
6 pounds?
What's the speed?
5.
5. What's the speed?
I think it's 5.
Oh, sorry,
double
so
check.
6 pounds and 5 speed. Sorry. Excellent. Thank you.
Yep, 5.
Nice.
Oh, hold on a minute. It's 4 pounds.
4
My
pounds
bad.
weight. 4 pounds weight.
Oh, okay, so...
And
Thank you.
I personally have no need to roleplay with him. I don't know about anyone else.
I'm good.
I'm good. In that case,
I'm wonderful, but I'm not boasting.
you're an oxymoron.
Right, I've not done the spells on her character sheet, but she's got her armor class, she's got her weapon. That's enough for now, just in case.
Right.
She's not gonna get any. She's not gonna pray for any spells. If she prays for any spells, there'll be healing spells, and then we can work it out later.
Well, if you work her the same way as me,
Be the same, yeah.
she'll value the spells are decided at the time of casting.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't need to memorize them. Just pick them later. How many does she have as a level 4? See, because you're level 4, so
What's
it's
her
easy.
wisdom?
Her wisdom is 15.
Who's got snacks?
So she has a bonus of 2 first and a second on top of the base of
3 and 2 or 4 and 2?
the base is 3 and 2, so that makes it 5 and 3.
Okay. Cool. Just add those now. Ah, shit. They all disappeared, all those ones I just added. Never mind. Doesn't matter. She's done for now. I've done everything I need to do.
Okay.
Right. She feels ready to travel.
Yeah, she's ready to travel. And she's got spells not memorized. She's got her power to use her healing spells.
Okay, is she going to put her armour, shield and sword on?
Yeah.
Thought so.
We have a better token for her.
We've got
Is
to
she? Sorry, what kind of age is she? Is she like? Because in my head, I think imagine her being like an old lady.
No, as elves go, she's not that old. She's older than you,
Okay.
but she's not that old, no.
Okay.
As elves
So
go.
she's older than Cornave.
Yeah,
Well-
even. Cornet's a young adventurer, yeah, she'd be even older than him.
I mean, to be fair, Cornet's only 114.
He's a spring chicken.
And he feels ready to travel today. Oh yes, he's put her armor on.
She'll definitely, yeah, she's got her armour, her sword, she's ready to go. So you want to head to the beach to speak to...
Yeah,
Yeah.
we head to the beach for when he delivers, hoping for crossbow.
Who do I need to add here? Bear? Oh, I need to save some shit on his token.
Someone try and keep the bear away from where the ship looks like coming in because it may scare him.
Right,
I'll
hang on.
get some more deer meat and kind of give it the bear over in the cave entrance.
I just need to go for a wee, but I'm still here.
Okay.
Nobody needs to hear that.
Darrow,
Uh,
are you going to send anything more back with this big guy?
I think some of the silver. Are you planning to come off the island? When we
Oh.
leave the island, are you planning to come off the island with us?
Rather than try going down there by myself, yes. You rescued me, I still have to pay my debt.
Right, so we'll send an amount of loot that isn't going to sink the boat.
The valuable stuff might be those kind of lumpy things there. He says, pointing at the objet d'art.
Yeah.
Give me 2 more minutes to finish up this character sheet.
No problem. Right, just discussing with Darrow what's getting
Are we
what
going to
to
have
ask.
our break now then? Oh,
Right, 2 seconds because I'm not finished. I need to go to the character sheet, edit that, save the token. That's what I need to do. And then save it. Now it should all be connected. I need to remember to do the same for the bear. Now, the tokens should all be done. So, if yous are ready, I missed your discussion because I was fixing character sheets. But if yous are ready, Derek arrives on his boat with a crossbow and bolts and everything else that you asked him to get. And he asks, how are you faring?
well, we've managed to rescue this elf and this bear. And we've finished.
Sorry, which is just eating a lump of meat.
He'll ask if you found your church.
Well, this elf knows where it is.
At this point,
Although there's something odd about it.
At this point, Eleonora's compass mentis, and she'll say, "This elf has a name. I'm Eleonora. You're Derek that they mentioned. I am Eleonora of the Church of Barrackthrum here on the island. We live a very quiet life here on the island. You don't need to go back home and tell everyone that we're here. If you keep it quiet, that's fine. We live a very quiet existence. You don't need to make everybody aware of us. We have our own worship here on this little island where there's no one else to bother us. So, Derek, you just... Never mind that I'm here. I'm here to help Darrow. He's here to help me. You don't worry about it." That's what she'll say to Derek.
Sounds suspicious to me. But never mind. Not my business.
Well, I'll give the short bow and the arrows I had. I actually did already have a quiver that I got from one of those goblins, so I guess I didn't need that. So, well, joke's on him.
I think it'll be different for a crossbow because the bolts are a different size. So
oh right,
it's more of a it's more of a case than a.
Yeah,
so
right then, fair enough.
Yeah, it's a different thing, like so.
Yeah, so I'll
So
take
we give him his stuff to take away.
Sorry, 1 second, Peter. What were you saying, Nico?
I was just saying I'll take that and give the bow, basically.
Okay, cool. Okay, Peter.
We give him some bulky stuff to take away.
The silver.
The silver.
Might be better give him the objet d'art.
He can manage.
Mm-hmm.
Peter, it might be better giving him the objet d'art because they are probably awkward shapes. B, probably better preserved somewhere other than a damp cave.
I'm going to say it was 1 chest worth, so it's not a massive bulk of items.
Yeah.
But it's just curious. They're all curiosities. They're all unidentified to you. Trinkets and objects of art that you don't know anything about, and yeah. Some of them
Still
big, some of them
better.
small.
Still better not left in a damp cave.
Yeah, the silver will do better off in a cave than they would, yeah. But I'd say he can take it all, the silver and that, if you need him to, in his boat, if it's just him going back.
And I think that...
Bless you.
Does he want to be paid?
Derek insists that you saved it was Derek's son that you saved with the spell that's got him back working on the farm. He says now that I'm only coming out every 3 days, I'm back working on the farm most of the time again. And you helped my son get back to working on the farm with me. I'm better off than I was before. I don't need payment for doing this. I'm still better off than I was before you helped me, Darrow Great Dwarf. You don't need to pay me for this. I'll come back here as often as you like me to. As you need me to.
Well, Alex's blessing on you.
Nice. Okay, so anybody else want anything to say to Derek, or is he going to come back in 3 days?
Me? I say nothing.
How long does what's the name think it will take to get to the temple, to the church?
Half a day.
And she was talking about saving it.
Mm-hmm. She said we need to save a church.
From what?
So it's in danger in some way.
Well, David's just asked. Stinky just asked.
From what? Yeah.
So, it's 9 o'clock, that's halfway through. We'll take a 5-minute break. Before we do, Cornelius saying, or Paul is saying, now we've got Jacob in the party, can we drop Garona off? Send her back in the boat. Say she's like, oh, me done here, me no like small island, me go back to town. So, Garona's going back to town, so we're losing an NPC.
Okay. My only reasoning is if at some point Alex does return, I don't want her to have to roll up a new character because I managed to kill Garona. It's not my character.
Understood.
Cool. So Garona goes back with Derek.
That makes me feel better as well. We got rid of the orc.
It sucks because she was big and beastly and did a shitload of damage, but at the same time, I don't want to kill somebody else's character, you know?
No, that makes sense.
Nuts are the best snack, but I had olives last week. I should get some olives, so I've got them in the fridge. Like,
I could never get on with olives, I'm afraid.
best. I really like a nice beer, like a Corona or something, like a beer you enjoy, with olives as a snack.
I'm sorry, I can never think hear the word Corona without thinking of fizzy drinks.
I still I might grab a beer actually since I've got these nuts.
Sorry, I've just raided the freezer, and I'm putting myself together an ice cream cone.
Oh, nice, nice. Now that is a peak level D&D snack, David, mate.
Not something you normally have when you're playing D&D.
Mate.
But that's one of the great things about playing over Roll20 and Discord.
Mate, ice cream.
You're not face to face.
It's a game changer. You don't just have an ice cream like putting it in a bowl, or you putting it on a cone. That's a game changer, mate. Ready when you all are.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, you cast the armor spells on day 3.
Yep.
And this is now day 1, if you like, because day 1 is the day that Derek arrives.
Yeah.
So you have your full spells, yes.
So this is day 1, and he comes on day 4. No, he comes every 3 days. So yeah.
Yeah.
So he comes today. He doesn't come the next day. He doesn't come the next day. He comes the next day. He comes on day 4. Yeah. Why is it so hard to understand? Right. Okay. He doesn't come tomorrow anyway. So let's go. Where are we going?
I don't know. Boss, where are we going?
He comes. We'll have asked him to come as early in the day as is reasonable for him.
He was coming at high noon, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think that was the arrangement so that you knew when to meet him because you don't wear watches.
Yeah. Anyway, we head off.
Kiara, would you manage the bear, please? You're the one with the animal handling, I gather.
You still don't trust it, eh? Even though you're the one it likes.
It might like me.
Hello, Sneaky Nook. I'm a nice bear. I'm called Charlemagne. Aren't I nice? You must love me. You named me. You saved me. I'm Charlemagne the bear.
Oh, what type of bear is it, by the way? Black bear, brown bear, grizzly bear?
It's the middle one. It's the one that's like the... It's the one that's, Thico 15. Not the one that's 17, not the one that's 13, the one that's 15. I can't remember which is which.
I think it's brown is the middle one.
Yeah, it's Thico 15, arm class 6, anyway.
Okay.
You can work it out from there, I'm sure you all know.
But you keep on telling us you tailor your animals. The
Yeah.
monster.
Yeah, not it's Thico. I know it's Thico is from the monster manual. It's Thico in its armor class. I think it's hit points. I think this is straight out of it, actually. It is, yeah. This is straight out of the book. I don't change everything.
Right, so we head off.
Okay.
So
I want to roll for a random encounter for getting from here to there, right? Just for a random encounter. And I want to say there's a 1 in 6 chance of something happening at least. So I'll roll a 1d6, and if it's a 1, something happens. So you don't come across any random monsters or animals or anything. Except... Now let me clear my throat and clean my mouth of food debris. Except... Everybody roll perception, right? Everybody. Not the dog, not the bear.
Would someone roll it for me?
And that's the average of intelligence and wisdom, yes?
I don't need you to roll it for Eleonora. Yeah, so it's D20, and then it's against the average of intelligence and wisdom.
okay. I've critical succeeded, and I'll roll for Kiara.
Thank you.
Darrow, you saw it quite clearly then. Everyone that passes that saw in between, when you're in a clearing between trees, when you're going through the forest on this journey, you all saw, everyone that passed that, you all saw an exceptionally large bird flying in the sky. Darrow, I'm going to whisper to you. I'll just do it in Discord because I don't actually know how to do it in Roll20. What you saw.
Right.
Give me a second to find you. You saw a huge, big, what looked like an eagle in the sky.
The thing that I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flying north. Flying northwest. No, northeast. Northeast.
What direction are we headed?
Within this island, you're going. So you came in on the bottom half, you're going north. And it was going to be northeast.
Anything to do with you? With your people, Ellen? Darrow asks Eleanor.
Eleanor says, that's him. That's him who came and destroyed the church. That's him who came to destroy the church. We fought him off once. He came and he attacked the church.
Did he destroy the church?
He came. He didn't destroy us, but the church is ruined. Its walls are broken.
So how can you talk about saving the church if it's destroyed?
We saved it once, but he's not dead. We didn't kill him. We saved the church, but he escaped. And then I don't know. I woke up in a cell with goblins. I don't know what's going on. A man came. He attacked the church. We fought him off. He escaped. I woke up when you guys saved me out of a dungeon.
But it was a guy with this big bird.
Yeah.
The guy riding the bird.
Yeah, he attacked us. He threw bolts of lightning at the church. He destroyed the walls and the ceiling of the church.
Shall we go and look for some more goblins, says Schninky Nook. It sounds safer.
No.
So he lightning against the church, you said.
He wasn't a goblin. No, it was a man. He threw lightning at the church.
But throwing lightning around sounds dangerous. Great Wizard, what do you think?
I know nothing about throwing lightning.
Is that like one of the spells you can't do?
Yes.
Restricted.
Throwing lightning.
So was he riding the bird when he did this?
Yes. We had a battle with him. He was fighting us, flying on a giant bird, casting spells and throwing lightning. And he almost destroyed the church, and he killed many of the members of the church. But we survived, and we fought him off, and that's him. But we have to go. He's back. We have to save the church.
Yeah. So what's he? He had a what with him, you said?
A giant bird.
It was him and the bird, that was it.
Yes. He said he came seeking the artifact of Barakthram, the sword of Barakthram, and we fought him off and we saved it. But obviously he's back. We have to save the church. We have to go now.
Yeah, well, we're going there. And how low did he need to be to use his lightning?
She doesn't remember. She doesn't remember details of what distance like how high he was when he was flying above them when he was attacking, when he cast lightning or whatever.
Darrow, shall we start off?
Well,
If it's half a day to get there, and it's past midday now, you can talk to her on the way, can't you?
Well, I thought we had already set off.
Oh yeah, you have.
Okay, right.
This was just at some point in the journey, let's say halfway, through a clearing in the trees.
You see it. Okay, fine. Right,
I can't stop eating nuts, sorry.
Yeah, I've had a load too.
So yeah.
Have
That's
we?
why I was muted for ages.
We're not addicts.
Nuts are honestly the best, nuts and olives.
Yeah.
I may even go and get some olives, I should have got some in the break, never mind.
I'm so thirsty now, though.
Well, because I'm having a beer. Oh, cause you're
No,
eating
because
nuts.
I've been munching.
You should be jealous, my beer's beautiful.
I bet it is, actually.
It's really nice after I've eaten nuts. Anyway, we digress.
Yes.
So you want to, so we'll say that was half the journey to the church, right? Now, I'm going to pop you
So
on...
have we made it to the beach?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Now, when you get to that bit of beach, Eleonora says we don't have to go through the ravine and up. We can walk up. We can walk around here.
Oh, yeah, she knew a better way.
Yeah. And so you climb up some steps, and it's like they're not the steps, but in the side of the hill, there's some steps where it just takes you like right up. And then you go back down again. It's hard to explain, right, without drawing a map, and I've not drawn a map of it. But anyway, you go up over this one little bit and then back down, and you're onto a beach. And you can see the church in the distance, in the trees. So you don't have to go right over some ravine anyway. In short, you don't have to climb up and down a ravine. I've got a map. You want me to put you on it now? I will.
Okay.
Right? And this map's a bit cut and paste, like it's like worse.
When you say it's in the trees, is it in the trees like Lothlorien?
No.
Or is it in the trees like on the ground between the trees? Oh, it's on the ground between the trees. Good.
Honestly, I debated doing that whole flavour and having this church be a covenant of like deer and like wood elves and like fae and pixies and stuff. Like, I almost went with that flavour, but no. It is a stone building. But it's been destroyed by bolts of lightning. You see big rocks and stones lying all over the place. Big chunks of the walls missing. Most of the roof is off. You see it from a distance. I want to pull you onto the map over here.
On the way.
I hope everybody's tokens are connected properly now.
What was the weather like when this lightning was happening? Was the lightning part of
No. She'll tell you that it all came from him.
Right.
Now, let's zoom in and see if those tokens are good. How are they looking? They all look good, eh?
Yep.
Where are we? I can't. I'm not sure whereabouts on the map are we? Oh, there. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, you're there.
Okay. I shall scout forward. Any signs of life?
No, you don't see any signs of life. You hear something, though.
What do I hear?
You hear a banging around, a loud scraping and a groaning noise and vocal sounds unrecognisable.
I return to Darrow and tell him there are banging noises, scraping around, vocal sounds that are unrecognisable.
There's something.
Well, why don't we march up in formation?
Okay.
Darrow,
Off you go.
Darrow's happy to be near the front.
I move to the back with my bow.
Right. Let me line you all up then. If you really
Me
want
and
to do it.
Tegan will go where we usually go, in front of Corneth. Although we don't have Garona at the front anymore.
No, you don't.
As I was saying, so really, I need. Is Jacob ready to be in the front with Darrow?
Yeah, he's got his. He's got a long sword out.
I'll go second rank.
Cool.
Use my bow while I can, and then I can switch to sword if need be.
Let me just post Garona nerf something. I'll just be a second.
If Kiara can manage Charlemagne as well.
Yeah, I would think so. If the bear's happy to hang out with me and Tegan. Tegan just really follows me, to be fair.
And where is Eleonora wanting to be in the formation? Because she's going to be one of the reasonable warriors in the group.
Have we put the stretcher with the body down?
Ow.
I'd rather not carry it if we're going into potential combat.
As you get close
Hey,
enough, right? It's broad
I
daylight,
make
right?
no decisions for anyone else's character but my own.
Right. It's broad daylight, so I'm going to let you see what's rampaging about the church and give you a chance to avoid it. Because it's broad daylight, you see it, and it's much bigger than you are. I'm bringing it onto the layer just now. We see that?
How it seems to be a way away from the party.
There's a big monstrous creature, a big human-like, ape-like thing with bare chest, and you don't know if it's even wearing anything, if those short trousers are just fur, and it's got, you can't tell if they're ears or horns, but this big thing is ransacking around, throwing big rocks all over the place. That's why you heard it and saw it from so far away and it's not noticed you. It's ransacking the place, looking for you don't know what, but it's lifting up like big, huge wooden church pews and knocking over big church stone, marble, whatever statues, and it's wrecking the place. And it's to your
And what's Eleonora doing? Because she's
going to charge towards the church. She's running towards the church.
Well, Darrow won't be left behind, or at least his armor's heavy and his legs are shorter. So Darrow may get left behind.
A little bit. But it's a thought that
but he's
counts.
trying not to be left behind.
I appreciate that. So, what I'll do, from whatever distance you're there, because it's big and heavy and young and stupid and making loads of noise, you've got one round of surprise. But I'll roll initiative, okay?
And Darrow, before people get too strung out, Darrow's going to do Barakram's blessing.
Unless you want to run away. So you'll do
No.
that. So you're going to do...
Given Eleonora's, I'm not going to be showing up by an elf.
Do you think I should unnerf it? Do you think I should put it back to normal?
I'm not going to be showing up by an elf, and if she's running that away, but I'm going to try to get everyone in Barakram's blessing.
Okay.
Okay, well, I suppose I owe him my life, so I'll follow.
So I will put up the description, the spell description for people.
Yep. So it's just like the bless spell. And it's plus
Which is
one. Plus one on your attack rolls. Your
And it was a lot quicker to cast.
Yep. It's just one initiative speed to cast. So it's plus one on your attack rolls, your saves versus fear. And then I don't know what else. I'm not sure actually.
About it.
I think that's it.
Now trying to find us again on this.
Let me just bring up a thing, sorry.
On this map, there we are. I have to click on myself and then bless There we are. There's a spell description for people.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you, boss.
And I'll roll initiative. Hold on, how are you You're doing weapon initiative, aren't you?
Yeah. But remember, you've got a whole turn. That 17, that's not until the next round. I'm giving you a whole round of surprise on it. Without rolling for surprise, because it's so big and so loud and making a noise and...
Well, it's I'm doing the spell and moving however far I can move.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing the blessing, how...
Half your movement. Like doing an attack, you do half your movement and cast a spell.
So how far can I
Oh my god.
30.
I'm trying to reduce the scale so I can see where we are in relation to it.
You've got... What kind of distance have you got? Let me see. You're about 240 feet from it.
I can move 30 feet.
And still cast a spell.
So I now... But unfortunately, I would say for some reason on my computers, I can't do the yes. So is someone able to? And so, if someone can see the blue thing where I'm measuring, which is in the right general direction, isn't it?
Yeah. You want to move there?
I want to move. Oh no, I was doing it from Snicky Nook and not from me.
All right.
So I was a bit further forward than Snicky Nook.
So you want like there?
No, so I was moving 30 feet. So that's the direction. Let's try again.
Okay.
So Cornate's moved ahead of me. That's 30 feet towards it.
I think he's just marking it out for you, yeah.
Yeah, so if you can move me there.
But I think you were back here. I just moved you already, so you were back here. So your 30 feet brings you to there.
Okay, right. I thought I was ahead of Snicky Nook, so right.
Yeah, but still, you were only just ahead. Everybody was back here. You've formed up and then seen it.
Okay, I shall follow up with Darrow.
And we need initiatives for everybody else.
Okay, 1 second.
Somebody roll the bear. Somebody roll the dog.
Could someone roll daggers for me?
Yeah, I'll roll yours.
No, fuck, sorry, darts.
Darts, okay. I'll roll yours.
Sorry.
I think most of my things are similar initiatives, so I will roll. I will roll for weapon, and I suspect I'm going to be missiling. And if it moves surprisingly far, they'll be axing instead.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you add me a second arrow?
I can.
Hold on.
Zoom in a second.
I'm wanting to get to the character sheet and my weapons. So I'm clicking on the holy axe, but that's the same speed as the spear, so I can do either of them on the same initiative.
Yeah, the thing is, I want to know at the start of initiative what you are initially planning on doing, because it affects your attacks per round and everything. You can't just say, oh, they're the same speed, so I might do this, I might do that. I want a bit more decision about what you're actually doing. Are you charging in with your spear, or are you charging in with
Basically, if I get the map large enough scale so I can click on my character, I can't see how far away this creature is.
Ah, right, okay. Well, at the moment, he is about 216 feet from you.
Medium range.
So
Oh.
my expectation is, if I'm able to do anything, it will be spearing it. Because it's so far away, I'm not going to get in melee.
Yeah.
Why not shoot at it from this range until it comes up to us?
Sorry, guys. Should I have chose a spell instead?
Might be as well, but I think your spell range would be too short as well. 250
Okay.
feet is a long way away.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
why I'm
lot.
suggesting we wait here, pepper it with arrows while it charges us.
I don't think it's that sleepable. It's not a person to charm.
I've got magic missile.
Yeah, look at the range of magic missile.
I think it's anything you can see, I think.
No, it has got a range.
Does it?
You just have to be able to see targeting
Yeah.
in that range.
Yeah,
If it's like behind cover, you can't target it.
Yeah. Got you.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting that I have them, and then if it's ever like just out of play.
You have 100-yard
Right.
range.
It's actually in your range, because it's only 250 feet away. 100 yards is 300 feet. So it's in range of magic missile at the moment.
Yep.
Is
If
that
nothing
better?
else, that will attract its attention and get its charges.
The thing is, if we expect him to... If we expect the guy flying on the bird to turn up and be doing things from up on the bird, you might want to hold back.
Now, well, that bird
Till then.
that bird that you saw, that Darrow, you think you might have saw somebody riding on, was flying away, and it's gone. It's not coming
Okay, if
towards
it's
you right now.
gone, that's okay.
No, it's not coming in this direction now.
So he's probably arrived here and somehow called this monster here.
Which is all a moot point at this juncture.
We are fighting this, Peter. Let's clear all this. For a start, how many times taller than me is this?
Oh, many.
Says
right.
the 3-foot gnome.
Let me just pull it up in the monster manual. Now, I've made it not a juvenile one, but a young one, right? Because I left its hit points the same and its armor class the same, but I brought its staple down a few, man, because this was ready for Garona, like. I've got to not kill you, like, I can't kill you. So, Hill Giant. What do we want to know?
I was just wondering how many times taller than me
How
it was.
tall it is. Size is huge, 16 foot tall, but let's say it's a juvenile or a younger one, a teenage one, it's like 3/4 of that.
12 foot tall.
Yeah,
So it's only 4 times my height.
just 4 times your height, yeah. It's a big motherfucker, like. It's a huge...
Okay, a hill giant, right?
It's a Hill
Okay.
Giant, yeah.
Right, I think it's time to shoot arrows at it.
Oh, Darrow's got an armor class bonus against it.
Yeah, that's right. Has everybody
And I
rolled?
think he took May too.
I don't think we have a roll for the dog. We don't have a roll for...
Bear.
No, we do. He's rolled on 13. But Charlemagne has multiple attacks. So whoever rolls for Charlemagne, remember, he's got 2 paws and a bite.
Oh, Darrow. So
I think
Darrow.
Arrow's not on the list either.
Darren's there, yeah, he's on 12. Now,
on the-
we need...
For some reason, I had 2 rolls appear for me when I tried rolling.
Well, he's not on my turn order.
I can't see me on the turn order.
Oh, right. Oh, I do. It's weird. Something wrong with your token, maybe? Hang on. Let me see. Your token. Nah, everything should be working, like. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, I can see it, so it doesn't matter. I've got you on 12. What I need is...
Strange, because the initiative, I can see 2 initiative rolls from me of 6 and 8.
You see 2 for you of 6 and 8. Right, I'm gonna refresh roll 20. Give me a second, guys. In fact, I need to run to the bathroom, so I'll just let roll 20 refresh, and I'll do that, right? Be back in a minute.
Okay.
You don't see it. It's strange. I see Darrow on 12.
And I don't know where that 12 came from.
What did you roll?
6 and 8 I can see on the roll.
Alright, okay, I'll change that and add 1 then. Where are you? Down here.
So I rolled twice by the looks of it, by mistake. And the first roll was 6 and the second roll was 8.
Ah, so you're not supposed to have 2. Right, I've got you on 6.
Right.
Remember, you've got a full round of surprise. So on that 17 in this first round, it doesn't go. It doesn't go until 17 on the next round.
I would say my action for this round was blessing everyone.
No, you did that. We're even letting you do that before it. So you can do an attack in this round, or you can do a move in this round, a full move in this round, and then it still doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything until next round. You've got the jump on it. You guys have approached it, stopped, saw it, seen what it's doing. It's wrecking the place. You've had time. You've been able to cast your bless spell, and I'm still giving you a full round of movement or whatever before it notices you, and it goes on the next round.
Well, my full round of movement is 60.
So do that.
So I get nowhere near it.
Yeah, you're still nowhere near it.
60 yards, isn't it?
It's 60 yards for outside, yeah.
So it'd be 180 feet, right?
Yeah.
And how far is it from me again?
Like 240, I think it was, something like that. 220. But do we apply the outside rules here? Because then what if it goes in, if you go inside the church? No, we'll stick to feet, Everything's in feet. I'll do the range of its throw, if it's rocking feet, everything we have to stick to feet, Because we've got an inside and outside map here. If you start mixing it up, it doesn't work,
Yeah. So in that case, I'll move my 60 feet.
Yeah. But remember, it means it can only move 120 feet in a round instead of 120 yards. So keeping it to that is keeping it to that for everybody,
But again, I need someone to mark 60 feet from me.
Okay.
In its direction so I can move to the right spot,
Right,
because
can do.
I can't move a measured distance.
There you go. So about yon.
Right, I shall. There we are.
Okay. Anyway, Kiara rolled on 5, so she should have went first.
Yeah.
You go first, Kiara. What are you doing?
Is my...
Are you magic missiling it?
Well, is it worth doing it now?
You can move half your movement and still do it, so...
I know, but I kind of thinking that I would probably wonder what the fuck that is.
It's a giant. Like, there's no mistaking a giant because of the size of it. It's a giant, Do you know what I mean?
I know, but like, would I know what a giant is?
Well, yeah,
This is all-
because if you've heard of a giant, as soon as you see one, you're gonna know it's a giant because you're gonna go, oh, that's what a giant is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm asking, have I heard of a giant?
Yeah, everybody's heard of a giant. This is the first time you've seen one, but putting the two and the two together are quite easy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, a giant's quite clearly a giant because of the size of it. Like, it's quite...
It's giant.
Yeah, it sets it apart from an ogre or a troll or anything else. It's giant. It's that big, it's a giant. The hill giants are the smallest of the giants, and this is a small one, and it's 12 feet tall.
Okay.
So yeah, even somebody that's not seen a giant before is going to recognise a giant when they see it. just because it is a giant.
Could I move
Would
as
we,
far as half my distance and use magic missile, please?
yeah. Would we agree with that, other like experienced players?
Yeah, I mean, you may as well use the spell while you've got it, because
I think it's a famous monster. No, I'm saying would we agree with that? Like that everybody knows what a giant is, even the first time they see it, because it's such a famous monster in your
But
standard.
we've met the troll, and we know there aren't many things bigger than the troll.
No, and this is much bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be a fair assumption on our parts that it's a giant.
agreed. It's one of those things I've never seen, and it's legendary because we don't get them underground.
Yeah.
Anyone that would have the best chance of knowing for sure what it is, obviously, would be Darrow, because dwarves are adept at fighting against giants.
Darrow's
Yes.
going to know instantly that it's a giant, yes.
Are they?
Dwarves
The
have a,
hairs on the back of his neck will raise.
dwarves in any standard fantasy setting, mine is very standard. Dwarves have a history of thousands of years of fighting the giants, so yeah. Picture my fantasy setting is very standard and trope and stereotype. Like the dwarves have 1,000 years of history of fighting with the giants. Darrow knows instantly what it is, but it's such a famous monster in the culture that everybody's heard of a giant. And as you see this, you're gonna think, yeah, fuck, that's a giant.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I was actually just asking. I didn't know.
you're
the thing
casting a
about the dwarves
spell,
and giants.
yeah. I've added 2 extra things for you. You're actually casting your magic missile, right? So we need to go into your sheet and do it.
I can't.
Yeah, I'll do it. I've got your no, I don't have your sheet handy. I'll just get it up. 2 seconds. Spells.
I don't know that she has the macros
No, we
for
don't-
them or not.
We don't have macros. So basically, you hit it. You cast this spell, and because it's within range and you can see it, you cast magic missile. And the level you cast it at, 2 little energy bolts, magical energy bolts, shoot from your hands, and they go and they zap towards this thing, and it's an instant hit. There's no saving throw. Doesn't have armor class against it. You hit it, so you just have to roll damage. Now it's 2d4 plus 2.
Are you able to roll it, or should I?
I can't even roll today. I'm so
Can't even
sorry.
no, that's all right.
So I'll roll it for you, shall I?
Please, thank you.
I've still got Peter and Darrow. I've got the wrong pictures for you guys. Peter and David, sorry, in roll 20. Must have changed when I refreshed. Oh well.
Ah,
Ugh.
Hang on,
it's
let's check.
actually
Oh,
one
it's
below
switched or
average.
something.
Still 6
It's only
damage.
one below average.
Yeah. You take 6 points of damage from the giant. The 2 little zaps of things. Psh, psh. Wow. 6 points of damage. Giant looks angry. Darrow,
Nice.
you've
Oh,
done
I've
you've done
moved
yours,
it
yeah.
already.
It's Cornaith next.
Cornaith will wait until it moves a little bit closer.
Nobody rolled for the dog. I'm going to roll its initiative. Nobody cares about the dog. Let me roll for the dog.
If it comes to within this distance of Cornaith, he will take his action.
It is. I think,
Let me cast a spell.
I think rather than wasting a sleep spell, you're going to waste a scare spell.
So what are you casting?
He is not casting anything at this moment. If it comes to within about that distance of him, he will take his action and cast the spell.
Oh, so you're holding your action, you're not moving.
Yes.
Jacob.
I'm gonna walk
Stop.
up to.
Is it time to be a hero or not?
He's gonna get next to Darrow and prepare a longsword attack.
Ooh, okay.
You're not arrowing.
No, it's a bit too awkward, basically.
Did you get a light crossbow or a heavy crossbow?
Light crossbow.
There's one shot every round, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Sneaking.
do half movement and shoot and bow. Shoot a missile.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. He's chose to get ready with his sword.
I think that just gets me into long range.
Yes,
so...
it does. So you can have a -5.
Righty ho, I have -5. Dumpty 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 dum.
Now, wait a minute. Because he's inside the church. You can only see him through broken walls, through windows. You don't have a clear shot on him. You need to take a penalty on this. At least a -4. At least.
Might still get a critical.
He's inside the church. So yeah, a further -4 on this,
Yep, that's in there. That's -9 I've given him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why he's hit armor class 19.
Hey, you can always roll a 20. You can always roll a 1, you can always roll a 20. You have
Yep.
to roll it. So Charlemagne the bear, what's he doing? Now let me just check the bear's character sheet. Does it have multiple attacks? Bear. I'm sure it does. 100% sure.
It has both attacks on there, yes.
He has claw, bite.
Standard
Yeah.
for a bear is claw bite.
Okay, we'll just do all his initiatives at the same time then. We don't need to roll multiple attack initiatives for him. He's got natural weapons. Fuck it. It's just an extra complication. So, what's he doing? Catching up with the
Kiara?
party, or? Yeah, I think...
What have you told him to do, Kiara?
I think Kiara's in charge, yeah?
As far as I moved, he would just... I don't want him to go in. He would stay beside me.
I don't have an initiative for Eleonora. I'll roll it. I've just moved her, but I'll roll an initiative for her now. Jeez. So many things to do.
Dave, you hit AC 18 because you forgot the bless.
I forgot the bless.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel much better.
Well, you have your second shot. Or did,
Yes.
Or did you move and shoot? Did you move half and shoot?
I moved half and shot.
So
Yes,
you
so
don't
that's,
have a
that-
second.
I only get the one shot.
Right, Hill Giant, that's his surprise round. He sees you now at the start of round 2. Kiara, what are you doing in this round? Because you cast a spell that round, eh?
Darts,
No.
please.
Right.
Can I do that?
Yep, you need me to roll it for you?
Yeah, please.
No problem.
It's yeah. Are you rolling the initiative?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can get that. Darts. And we need to add 2 more. Probably not, 'cause you're not going to get in range, but we'll do them anyway.
We'll get into range eventually.
Yeah. We'll just roll the top 1 5, so that's a 7. That's a 9. Okay. Anybody
Problem is
else?
with giants, their heads are normally at long range.
Anybody else changing their action this round? Kiara's changed from spell
No.
to darts. Eleonora's
I'll do the
charging. Right. Anybody else? Jacob, you've got your sword ready.
Yep.
Right. So, Tegan goes first. Now, do you want him to hold his movement until Kiara's moved?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Eleonora is
Yeah.
going to go the full 120. Towards this fucking giant. She wants to save a church.
Bit late for that.
Oops, that further than you showed.
Was it?
Yes.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
going by
Should be just there.
going by the memory, and I don't have one of them. So, there.
Yeah, that's it.
Right on some mad mark on the map that I stole. Kiara, sorry, I just skipped past. Kiara,
Yes.
what is she doing?
I'm still not close enough to
Even if
do
you,
anything.
yeah,
wrong.
even if you moved your full movement rate, you wouldn't be close enough to attack.
Can I just move my full movement rate
Yeah.
forward?
Oh, you want? Okay.
Darrow.
Run, run, run while they're getting ahead of me. Again, I need someone to move me because I can't move.
Right, hold the thing up and I'll move, yeah?
Yeah,
How far are you moving? 60.
60.
There we go.
Little legs running furiously.
Yeah. Pump
Yeah.
those dwarven legs.
Legs.
Right, Cornaith.
Well, shit.
Oh shit. It's a giant.
And everyone is moving to a distance that... Oh, hold on. 90 yards would be 180 feet.
We're doing everything in feet though.
Right, but the spell range is in yards.
For spell
so
range, yeah.
the conversion would be 180 feet.
Yeah, okay.
What do you measure? Steph?
Actually, 270.
Yeah, it's cool.
Is American feet?
Unfortunately, we're idiots and we use inches, feet, all that crap.
I use both at my work, because half of them
Yeah.
are old school and half of them are new school, so I have to use both every day.
I was.
Every
And
day
people get upset if you call it imperial measurements.
every day I'm converting both ways. I'm converting both ways every day, 6 days a week, mate. Yeah. It's a
It's
nightmare.
really weird because when I was a kid in elementary school, we used meters, we used Celsius, and then somewhere in between then and now, it switched, and I don't understand why. That's so stupid, but, it's America. What do you expect?
Anyway, Cornaith, what is he doing?
Anyway,
Casting a spell.
no, he is waiting for this thing to come out
Holding
so that
your
he
action.
can see it.
Holding
I
your
don't-
turn.
I don't
Yes.
think Eleanor's going to let it come out if she has a choice.
Jacob.
Jacob is going to move up his 60 feet and prepare an attack. So he's going to hold on a minute. Yeah,
No, you can
60.
move. You can move 120 feet because you're only restricting yourself to 60 feet if you actually can make an attack. Do you know what I mean? To move and prepare an attack, you can still do 120.
I suppose in my mind, either way, I'm not getting an attack. So I'd rather prepare an attack just in case it does
Okay.
something wacky.
Yeah, so you're approaching more cautiously. Okay, you're moving at half. You're moving right. Approaching cautiously. Yes. Okay. Gotcha. Sninkinook.
I move forward again, and the range I think is now down to.
I think you're now down to medium.
Not sure about that. Medium
No.
range is 100 feet.
No.
116 still.
Still in long.
Still in long range. Still at -9.
-8.
Pardon?
-8.
-8. All right, fine.
Yep.
Still need a critical. Doesn't matter.
It's not came out the church yet. It's still behind big walls and stuff. Yeah, there are broken and there's windows and that, but it's inside the church, so not gonna hit it. I'm a class 5.
Okay.
Charlemagne the bear.
Okay, hold on. It's visible through like cracks and stuff.
It's visible. You can see it. It was a minute ago. It was smashing around in there. Now it's turned its attention to you and it's heading towards the door. But yeah, it's inside. You can see it through. Some of the walls are broken, and in some bits there'll be a window. Yeah, you can see it. It's visible, but you can't he's got a really terrible shot at it with this bow.
Okay.
So you can see it if you want to cast a spell on it. Yes, you can target it. If that's the question. If that's the next question.
No, he will still wait.
So what's the bear doing? Well, you have to wait till the end now anyway.
Bear's keeping up with Kiara.
Nice.
That's what she said.
Slinkinook. It's the second shot. No, it's not. She moved.
No, it's not. I half moved.
So the hill giant now is going to step out here and look at you. And he turned with a big, massive boulder in his hand. And he's going to throw it. Now let me roll up an attack for him. He's throwing it at Eleonora. I've not got the giant's character sheet ready. Give me a second. Somehow it doesn't. Somehow it doesn't smash her. Somehow
I was
that.
gonna say,
Yep.
Protection of Barrackthrum.
Well, she's wearing her magical armor and holding up her magic shield. Remember.
plus dexterity. She's
Yeah.
probably a good -1, -2.
She's got 0 armor class. So it's not a hit. So we move into another round. No, we don't. Who held their action?
Cornate did.
The dog
Oh,
did.
nice.
So he catches up with Kiara.
Yeah.
Cornaith did.
Cornate has cast Scare, and it has failed.
Okay. So
unless you're gonna tell me you nerfed it to the point where it has 6 hit dice or less.
no, I didn't nerf its hit dice. I nerfed its Stako only. It's Stako
Okay,
only.
so
It's Stako only at the range that it can throw a rock and its XP.
okay, so yeah, he
Accordingly.
is completely baffled because this thing did not fall down in terror.
Okay. So, give you a chance to think about it if you want to change, because I need to run to the bathroom again. You know what I'm like. 1 minute.
Right.
So Cornate has learned he cannot scare giants.
Yeah. Was he able to move up at all, or was he?
Why in the hell would he want to move up?
You don't seriously think he's going to go into hand-to-hand combat with this thing, do you?
The only
Get
other
that close. Oh.
the only other viable spell that he
Hey.
has that would possibly affect this thing is Burning Hands, and he is not getting within 5 feet of
Hey.
it. Sorry.
By the way, just OOC for you meta gamers, one of the only things I nerfed was its Stako, and I nerfed it by 3, so if I hadn't nerfed it, that hit her. Just so you know. Right, is anybody doing anything different this round?
Yes,
Cornate.
Yes, I'm doing something different.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm going to use one of my other gnome abilities.
Oh, what's that? You're going to hide or something?
No, I'm going to try and blind it.
Oh, nice, okay. What's Cornaith doing?
he is readying knives and praying this thing does not get close enough for him to use them.
Okay. So, I guess.
I know what Darrow wants to do, but
he's a bit slow.
if I actually announced it, it might affect what characters did.
Okay. Okay, so you've rolled it anyway, that's fine. Right, we go then, and Tegan goes first. Kiara, what do you want Tegan to do, the dog?
How close are we now?
He is in range to move and attack, just.
We can go and bite his ankles.
It's about all you'll get, like.
No, he'll hold.
You'll hold till the end of the turn, okay. Eleonora is charging, and she is in range to attack it. She goes in blindly after this big boulder bounces off her chainmail.
Oh shit.
She just bounces off and she keeps moving and doesn't even slow her down, and she runs in and she is attacking this guy. Now she's got a charge attack +2 on him. Let me get her character sheet. Is it ready? Yes. And she's gonna miss. Even with her bonus. Oh no, I didn't add the bonus there. It still misses, Kiara.
If he's close enough to attack and move, I'm close enough to move and attack.
Yes, that's right. So, you want to move into short range so you don't have any penalties?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'd be
Sorry guys, I'm not even thinking about it now.
just behind
She's just-
Eleonora.
Yeah.
And that takes you... Yeah, you can do it. Cool. So you're going to move just behind Eleanor and throw darts at her? At him?
Yep.
At him or
Yep.
her? I don't even know.
Them.
I don't gender the monsters when I make them. If anybody wants to know, you have to check.
Definitely not
Depending on-
volunteering to check
depend-
this time. No, no.
Depending on what that is, depends on how dangerous a check that is. If it's a giant, it's going to be a pretty dangerous check. So I have to roll for you.
Please.
Yeah, you can't do anything with roll 20 the night. Okay, so attack with the darts.
Yes.
Cool. Miss. Darrow.
Now, is that its foot that I'm pointing at?
Yeah.
So I've got a straight line charge with no one in the way.
Yeah. Just.
Which is why I didn't want to say what I planned to do.
Right,
so it
okay,
didn't-
okay. I like that. But the thing is, right, what you must consider as well is it's 3 squares wide, basically. Remember that.
Yes.
Because if you can charge to the end of that square, you get it. Remember, even though I don't use grids on the map, so the movement looks more realistic, it is still 3 by 3 wide, this thing. It takes up 3. Like, you take up 1 5-foot thing, it takes up 3. It takes up...
Yeah.
So, yeah, you absolutely have a charge on it.
Yes.
Nice.
So
You +2.
So right, that's what I'm doing. But it was
What weapon
plus
did you charge
2
with?
because of the prayer.
But what weapon did you charge him with?
With my axe.
Okay.
I would say I didn't want to declare exactly what I was doing, so that so that I wasn't influencing
So you've got
people to
So you got
get.
+3. You've got +1 from bless and +2 from charge.
So where is?
You didn't meta
There's my weapon.
didn't meta game it and use the spear because the spear's double damage on charges. So you didn't meta game, so that's good.
Well,
Oh! This is when it's paid off, man, because your damage is sick more on this enemy. Oh, right, roll 1d4.
so you want me to roll a d4 now,
Yeah,
don't you?
and 4 is what you want. Critical hit, everybody, right. Still a critical hit. Let's just see if it's an extra critical. So, double damage enemy. And it's a
right.
large creature. You've got sick damage with your axe on large, or your two-handed axe on large creatures. It's a huge creature.
Yeah, you're suddenly going to be deciding it's not nerfed after all.
Yeah. I'll be like, fuck, I've nerfed it and he's just two-hitted it. 24 damage. You take a big old chunk out of that giant. Kiara.
So what were the dice 2 and 6? It was less than average.
Oof. Kiara, you've got another dart. I'll throw it for you.
Remember the
Sorry,
bless.
hold on.
Yeah, there's +1 on this, sir.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Misses.
Oh.
Cornaith, you're on 5. I mustn't have reordered them properly. Cornaith, you should have went already. Oh, you held anyway. You're at the end of the round anyway. What did you hold? What did you do? Paul, are you there? I can't remember.
He held.
just
I
rolled.
think.
He just rolled for his knives. He's not really doing anything. He's
Yeah.
praying.
So, Kiara's last knife. Kiara's last dart
Go for it.
with +1 for
One
bless.
again.
Misses. Jacob.
I'd like to charge if I can.
Yeah, you can. You've got. Yeah, I'd say so easy. Yeah. So, yeah. Only really the dog would be in your way, really, but I'll give you it.
Excellent.
So +2
And another +1 because of
for the bless. Yeah.
bless.
Yeah, +3 on the attack roll. What is it? Oh, it's 5, mate.
That's unfortunate. I didn't miss any pluses there.
Oh. Looking, yeah, you got them all in +3. Unlucky. So yeah, you strike its skin, but its skin's tougher than you thought because it's natural armor. It's not wearing armor. Your sword bounces off its skin without cutting through. Sninking it.
Okay, I shall move forward 45 foot and cast blindness on it.
Is this your Snurf Verblin?
Yep.
Blindness spell causes the victim to become blind, able to see only a greyness before its eyes. Various cure spells will not remove this effect, and only dispel magic or the spellcaster can do away with the blindness of the creature fails its initial saving throw versus spell. A blinded creature suffers -4 penalty to attack. Alright, okay, so I need to roll a save versus spell. How many?
Unfortunately, for this creature, I think it's probably going to save.
Well, let's see. Giant Hill is didn't nerf its hit points. Its hit points are, its hit dice are 12. So it's a level 12 fighter on the saving throw table, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's got a good ass saving throw.
Unfortunately, yes. One.
Saying that, I nerfed its Thaco. I nerfed its Thaco, so
Roll, and we'll.
and I'm gonna be good and roll it as a level 9 fighter, right? Instead of level 12, because it's got level 9 Thaco. It's got level 12 hit points, but level 9 Thaco. Do it on Thaco, right? I'll be generous here.
Mm-hmm.
Character saving throws. Level 9 fighter. What's it save versus spell?
It's a spell, yes.
Level 9 fighter save versus spell is 11.
50-50.
Failed.
Oh dear, oh dear. Bounced straight off it.
Made it.
Yes, indeed. Never mind, worth trying.
Worth a try. Spell fails. Charlemagne the Bear. What's he doing?
You can see there's a fight going on.
Yep.
Is there any reason he won't join in the fight?
He charges up with Kiara.
Charlemagne, yeah. If Kiara runs in, he runs in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Charlemagne the Bear, or Charles the Goblin Muncher, whatever you prefer to call him, he runs in and attacks. Who wants to roll his attacks for him? Remember, he's got the 3. I gave the character sheet to everybody, so someone can roll them.
Okay, I'll roll them for him. Charlemagne.
Charlemagne the Bear. That's such a good name, Charles.
So, first claw.
That's a hit. Roll damage. Now remember, if it hits with both paws, it gets a bear hug as well.
5 with the first paw.
Nice.
Strikes again with the second paw. Hopefully.
Remember the last one?
Yeah, it's only +1 onto hit, not damage, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I've done the damage for that one. That's a hit.
Whoa! -2. That hits.
Charlemagne the Bear is ripping this giant up. Let me see the
He's hugging
damage on
its
that.
leg.
Yep. Now, 5
Another
damage.
5 damage.
So you get the bite as well, attack with the bite, and then you get to work out the bear hug.
It's not hugging.
I don't think it can do it on a creature that's that
I know.
size, yeah.
Can't do it. And it misses with
And
the
you
bite.
miss with the bite. Okay, so the giant's looking in a bad way, like. Charlemagne the Bear has done a number on this. Like we said, it wasn't like a full size giant, but you don't know that. It's the first giant any of you have seen. It was a giant, Sninkinook.
I cast a spell.
You cast a
So
spell last round, yeah.
I just move another 5. Oh, no, I can't do anything.
No,
on the
no,
second
no,
one,
no.
Can I?
Can't do anything. So it's the hill giant finally has his turn now. He's taken an absolute pasting in this round and he's on his own. So I am going to roll a morale check before he goes any further. Let me just check the morale of a giant. A hill giant. Monster manual. Monsters giant.
Pretty fucking good if I remember right.
Oh yeah, morale elite 13 to 14. But he's a juvenile, so I'm giving him 13. It's not juvenile, it's like a teen one. So let me roll a 2d10. She made it.
Yep.
Stands and fights. So
Well, if he goes home, his mum will make him clean his room up, won't he?
does
Won't
it?
she?
He threw the rock that was in his hand before. He doesn't have anything else to hand, so he's attacking with bare hand. Now I didn't actually make a thing on the sheet for this. Don't think. Let me just add a line. Fist. One attack per round. Equals that, and it's 1d6 only actually for a punch from a giant.
Doesn't have a strength bonus of any sort to it.
Only on his, he gets it on his weapons. So unnerved. Remember, this is a smaller one. Unnerved, it's 2d8 or 2d8 on a rock when he throws a rock, or it's 2d8 plus 7. No, it's 2d6 plus 7 or 2d8. Yeah, whatever a normal club is, it's that doubled plus 7. Normally,
Yeah.
if they use a club, it's a club doubled plus 7. I think it's 2d6 plus 7. So this nerfed one has like 2d6 on a thrown rock, 2d6 plus 4 if it picks up a club, and it's got same as the normal one, 1d6 on a fist. But he's got to make an attack first anyway. Don't worry about that.
Got to choose the target first.
Who hit it?
I did.
There you go.
The bear did.
But who's its
Head of
racial
attack.
enemy?
Your
Ho,
da-
ho.
Yeah, what's its negative against you, Darrow? What's the thing that giants have
It's
a?
normally -4.
Yeah, it has. It's going for you because you hit it with that big crit, which is lucky for all of you because it's got a -4 on to attack dwarfs. As a
Can't
giant.
remember the charge.
Oh yeah, so your armor class is not as good here, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna hit you anyway.
No, hold on. Is it my armor class is 1 worse, isn't it?
What from the charge? Yeah.
So I'm AC 0 with because of the dwarven bonus. Combination of the dwarven bonus and the charge,
No,
I'm
no.
AC 0.
I added his -4 penalty to hit dwarfs into that.
Oh
roll.
right, okay, right. You've done that. Okay.
So he hits you.
Yeah.
So the damage is only 1d6 because he's just using his fist. So this is not going to be the end of the world. Either way,
1d6.
it's maximum though. So 6 damage. That's not so bad.
You're not including the strength bonus.
It doesn't get it on its fist attack. It gets it with weapons. Have a look in the monster manual guide. It's only 1d6 for fist.
You shouldn't have bothered to nerf it then.
Nah.
I mean, if you look at unarmed combat,
It says
you
damage-
do get your strength bonuses on punches.
See the standard one. It says damage attack 1d6 or by weapon, which is 2 to 12 plus 7. So it's 1 to 6 on a fist.
Fair enough.
But he rolled
I like your
maximum.
call.
Yeah, he rolled maximum anyway, so don't worry about it. He still took a healthy thump. Like brings a
Yeah, but in effect, then you did the necessary nerfing it
Yeah.
by not giving it a weapon.
Well, next round, if you hadn't got so close, it was going to go and run and rip a tree out the ground. That was its next move. It was smarter than just like standing there and not having a weapon. It threw a rock, then it was going to go get a tree, but you got up on it, so it is what it is. It didn't manage to get its tree. It's using its fist. We go into the 4th round, I think. Anyway, the next round. Is anybody changing their action? So we need to change their initiative.
I need an extra blow.
Cool. You get 2 attacks this round with your specialist or your axe.
So that's 5, I think, is the speed.
Yep. So you are on 6 and 11.
Does Jacob have a specialization?
Jacob has a second attack this round, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, this coming round I do, yeah.
So what's your weapon speed of your longsword?
5.
Sick. So you are on 15.
Is it better from being magical?
Oh, has he got? He's.
I didn't pick up the magical one
He didn't
because
use that sword because of the objections. Yeah.
yeah,
Because it was Lysandia, the dead priest. It was her sword. Jacob chose not to take it, didn't
he
you?
was very grouchy about it.
Yeah. So let me just rechange this initiative again. Anybody else?
Nope.
Changing? Alright. So the dog,
Sorry.
Tegan.
Sorry. Oh,
Oh yeah, before this round, Tegan, he held his action, didn't he? He'd be able to
Yeah.
come up. Is he attacking or is he doing anything this round?
yeah, he would attack. Did he not get a turn?
No, you held him till the end of the turn.
Oh, I keep forgetting about him because I don't have them on a map.
Yeah. Right, do you want me to roll an attack for him then?
Yeah, go for it. He might, if he gets it, he might get some point. I'm sorry, I had my headphones out.
Alright.
Pardon.
Where's his attacks? Bite.
Shit, if he hits, that's good damage.
Nah, he didn't hit it. He missed.
Hold on, what armor class is it?
5.
Right, so even with the prayer,
Yeah.
with the yes.
Yeah. So, it's the new round. And in fact, Tegan gets to go at the top of this round. That was Tegan at the end of the last round. It's Tegan again if we start the round.
Go for it again.
Cool. Anybody changing? I've added...
I need to change to. Oh, hold on. Do I? Yeah, I'll change to magic, please.
To your dagger, did you say, or to a spell?
The magic dagger.
Okay. Right, I'll roll it. Initiative. Wait, I need to click your token first. Go. 2, you rolled the 1. Holy shit. So we're sure that's delete. Delete. Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay, this is round 4.
Yeah.
We need to know for how many rounds are left on the bless spell.
Yeah, 4, I think.
Alright, so Kiara goes first actually because you rolled super fast. You're attacking with a dagger. So you'll need to move round. I'll move you. And roll it. Attacking with dagger. You've got a +1 on this from Bless, eh?
Yeah.
Missed. The dog. Attacking.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Missed. Eleonora. This mad woman with the sword. This mad elf.
With the sword and the bless.
Yep. Yeah, let me get that +1 in there for her. She's blessed. She missed. Cornaith, what's he doing this round? He's way back here.
There's not much he can do.
He's just gonna move up.
Moving. Okay.
Um,
Go ahead and move him.
hold on, you've
Nice.
knocked out. Arrow's first blow seems to have got knocked out.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not. It's there on 6.
We can't see it.
I do. 6 and 11. I don't know why you don't see it. Anyway, so it's Darrow now. I see it. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Right, I fell.
You got 2 attacks this round there.
Yeah, so first blow. It made you overgrown weed. Now I'm on initiative instead. Let's
Wrong
try
dice.
again. Hit me, overgrown.
No, it's a mess.
Oh, I forgot to include the bless.
You didn't add it. Oh, that's a hit then. Right, roll damage. Darrow. With the holy axe +1. Oh, yeah, that's more than enough.
Better roll.
Boom. Destroyed it. You killed the giant.
Everybody run away from it.
Oh wait, I've got this. Wait, where's my directional dice?
Yes.
This is for anybody watching. I've got a directional dice. I don't have one in Roll20.
I was waiting for it.
But I've got one here. I need to move the camera, so I need to set up a dice cam. That's what I need. So donations please for a dice cam. People watching on Twitch, we need a second cam for rolling dice, right? Northeast. What way is that? That way. It falls that way. Oh, Darrow, make a dex check, right? Dexterity check, mate. You made it. Okay, you get out the way as this big 12-foot thing that weighs whatever, like loads, falls and goes boom into the ground. The already broken up church, some rocks and rubble fall off the walls. The hill seems to shift as this thing hits the ground. You just get out the way in time. Your dwarven legs save you with a spring, and you get out the way. And yeah, this big old giant is dead.
That's what you get if you meddle with barracks ram.
Oh. So what you see in front of you is a stone church. What looks like a small church in any kind of standard human society, like around here. Like it just looks like a church. But yeah, it's like ruined in places. There's bits of wall broken off, rubble at the ground, bits of like smoke coming up in places where stuff's been burnt or whatever. Yeah, it's a total ruin, this church. And you can see, in fact, Kiara, you've got a good view inside, I guess. And you probably, Jacob, you're getting a little bit of a look. You can see as well, to a certain extent. Eleonora, yeah, Darrow not so much actually because of angles, but yeah, you see the ruin inside. It's been turned over, like all the stone, marble, whatever they are, statues knocked over, big. Any bookcases, everything's destroyed. The place, like it's been turned over. Like that's, you kind of feel like that's what the giant was doing. The giant was absolutely ransacking the place, turning it over, because you heard him from a mile away. Kiara, you can see in front of you.
To inspect this building.
Right, so you'll see as well. But Kiara, I was going to say, you see someone lying. See where there's like a body on the map? You see someone lying there.
Is Ryan very quiet for anyone?
Sorry, I was maybe just far away from my mic. Is that any better?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Is the body actually a body, or is it still alive?
Hard to tell from the distance, from where you are.
Well, as soon as I'm aware of the issue, I'll be headed in. Unless Eleonora has a better view and has reacted first.
Eleonora's charging in.
Well, Darrow's going to head in. We're...
I'll follow Darrow in. Somebody's got to keep him out of trouble.
Eleonora looks like she's starting casting a spell. You see...
Ooh, I keep an eye on her.
You see her lips move. You see her, she kneels down in front of this body, and she starts casting, and it looks. I guess it does look familiar, like you've seen. It looks just like what Darrow does when he heals one of you, and she does it into this. Whoever's lying there, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Nothing comes to life. Nothing moves. Like it looks like whatever she's trying to do, it's been too late.
And Darrow arrives.
And you'll see think it's coming in. You'll see that this is an elf, another elf. Armoured. And armed like Elsinora is.
You're very faint again, Ryan.
Sorry, maybe it's just, I don't know, my mic's bad.
Possibly. It's better now.
It's better, I'll just stay close to the mic. Okay, so you see this dead elf, armed and armoured like Elsinora, in the matching armour and shield and sword. But looks like not just dead, like dry. Any blood around the body is dry. This is not a female elf like the two you've met so far. This is a man elf.
Right.
And Elsinora is at this point, she's kneeling by him, and she's weeping now. She's obviously tried to cast some sort of healing spell, and she's done it into a lifeless corpse. And she's crying, and she's got her head in this body now, and she's wailing inconsolably like a child, like. And you hear her whispering things like, it's too late, and she looks up, the sword, it's gone, it's too late. The church is destroyed. Baruch Rama has forsaken us.
The sword?
You look up and, like, in front of you, like, up here on the map, let me see if I can't really move it, the pictures are too big anyway. Up here, yeah, there's a big thing on the wall, I forget the word for it, but, like a stone.
Relief?
A relief, yes, where there should be a sword. And it's like, you know, this thing's got, there's steps going up to it. If you knew the place, you would see that there's a space where the two guards stand day and night. And this is the sacred artifact of this church is empty. The place where it should be is empty, and
I shall just go
this guy's
outside
dead.
and check the giant's body and see whether it's got a sword on it.
How does the layout of the church compare with mine?
Dissimilar in that it's not dwarven. It isn't dwarven. Yours is underground, and yours would be built with, like, parts of the wall would be natural cavern, and some would be where it had been built. And this is a stone structure that's more human in design. And yours is a dwarven church in a dwarven city of a dwarven god. It's dwarven in structure. This is, if anything, human.
And I was wondering, given how holy symbols correspond.
Yes. So you're symbology-wise, like layouts and stuff like that, you're looking for similarities. Make a religion check, actually. Roll a proficiency, religion.
Proficiencies. I don't know. No, it didn't turn up. Let's try. Ah, it has now, and I succeeded.
Ah, okay, so you will see a similarity in the way, like
you're.
I'm really quiet again.
Yeah,
right, hang on.
So patchy. Mm-hmm.
Right, hang on. I'll disconnect Discord and reconnect. That usually helps. Hang on.
It's me, guys. So is
Hello.
it?
Any better? I think it's me.
So far,
Is that better?
Yes, I think
I
so.
just
yeah.
I just
Is that
reconnected.
okay for you, Tammy?
Yeah, that's.
I just reconnected, so hopefully. Okay, so
No, you keep near the mic.
okay, so you see similarities in I guess the only real similarity you'll see then is where the sword would be on the wall is it's similarly laid out. The relief that it sits in is of a triangular shape, kind of like the holy symbol of yours and of this church is triangular. But I guess that's the only real big difference. Big similarity. Otherwise, this building is very human, whereas yours would be dwarven, and there's no real similarities.
I suppose. Do you mean elven, not human?
No, it doesn't strike you as elven in structure. It seems more human.
Right. And where was... Does my church keep that axe relic you were talking about in the same place in a triangle?
Yes. Up some steps and up a kind of in a place like this, except yours is in it's a separate room at the back of a room. Then it's got one of these. Yours has more guards in it in your church, but your church is much bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the similarity that you see in the way that they displayed a holy artifact. Theirs is a sword, but yours is an axe.
I informed Darrow that the giant doesn't have the sword, whatever it is, on its body.
No. The giant had nothing but a big bag of rocks.
The guy flying on the bird,
Yeah.
was he coming from this direction at all, or just flying somewhere totally irrelevant?
He was flying northeast. Now, if you remember your map, this island, the small one, is to the southwest of the bigger island, is to the southwest of the bigger island where you're from, Darrow.
So he might have been flying to the mainland.
You could have been flying to the island where you've been, you could have been flying to the mainland. He's in the direction of both there.
He was flying away from Dorsia.
Yes. In fact, the way you came.
Okay, so we think he's flown off the island. I'll have trouble using a bird if he wanted to do the same to my church.
Well, Eleonora at this point, she's looking around because she'll get up. She's crying, and this is someone from her church, and he's dead, and she's upset. But she needs to get up and look around, and she says, "The artifact of Baragthram. The artifact of Baragthram. He came for the artifact of Baragthram, and the sword is gone. He says with the artifact of Baragthram he'll reignite the war. With the artifact of Baragthram he has the power to win the war." And Elsinora collapses onto this body next to her, unconscious.
Which war is that, boss? I don't think we had a war 50 years ago underground, did we?
There's not a war anymore. There was a war 50 years ago.
Yes, but was it underground as well as overground?
No, it was an overground thing.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about it anymore.
It's totally separated.
Yes. Which war was that, boss?
The good races allied to fight against the green races.
It's considered a surface war, even though dwarves are not quite a surface race. They're considered a surface race in the terms of that war, yeah. But the deep gnomes and the drow and all that are not involved.
Yeah.
There's a war 50 years ago. A great champion called Baragthram was greatly involved. And someone's come looking for some sword here and claims it's the artifact of Baragthram. And he's taken it away. Apparently.
I think you better go back to your boss and your boss Darrow and tell him that somebody else is claiming they've got an artifact of Baragthram.
Yeah, we can check with Eleanor if there's anyone else to rescue from the island.
Eleanor is totally unconscious.
Well, when she wakes up, boss, can we ask her who he is?
Who this dead bloke is, yeah.
Well, she kept saying he, so presumably she knows who he is.
Well, she just left it vague as he came and threw lightning at the church.
Yep.
You didn't ask who he was.
All she says is he came, you had to save the church, he came for the artifacts of Barrackthrum. That's all he came. He said he's gonna end the world, he's gonna destroy all that is good, all that is society, he's gonna change history, he's gonna change the results of the Great War, he's gonna change it all, and it was madman talk or whatever, but he came for the artifacts of Barrackthrum, and the sword is gone. Is what's happened.
And were there any other defenders? Your brother here.
Yeah.
She's unconscious, isn't she?
She's unconscious, yeah. So she can't tell you like how many people there are supposed to be here right at this moment. She's unconscious. There's one dead body here. It's not a totally freshly dead body. It's where there is kind of a body on the map. She's hugged it, she's looked up, she's seen the sword is gone, she's crying, she's fainted. Now she's
You're right.
unconscious.
Shall I slap her awake, boss?
Well, it presumably won't take too long for her to come to.
No, I mean you can wait and she will come to. She fainted. When she comes to, she'll say she doesn't understand what the man was talking about. The man was coming in with maniac, madman shouts, riding a giant bird, going, "I'm gonna destroy the humans. I'm gonna destroy the elves." But it was a human guy, and he's given it all this.
He didn't give a name to himself.
No name, no. It was a madman riding a giant bird, casting lightning at them, destroying their church, screaming, "I come for the artifacts! I come for the artifacts! The great weapons of Barrackthrum!" And
The great weapons.
that's what she says that he said.
In that case, he could be after the axe as well.
Well, as far as you know, there is only an axe. As far as she knows, there is only a sword.
But the madman said weapons with an S.
But maybe, yeah. But the thing is, he's
Darrow, how many racers fought against the Greenies?
I think.
Humans, elves, dwarves. Who else?
You mentioned halflings, did you?
Yeah. Everyone, but the main races is the humans, the elves, and the dwarves. That's the main surface races that have any kind of like political power or anything, that have countries and that have political power and that have armies marching around above the surface. So it's a human, it's a human elf and dwarf war.
I don't want to upset you, Darrow, but you talk about your god as being a dwarf. She talked about her god as being an elf. Possibly, if you spoke to a human, you might find he's a human. And each of you may have your own churches and weapons and things, and sounds like he's out to collect the set.
Well, I was initially... I need to have a message sent.
You need to pray for Barrackthram's guidance.
My homeland. My initial mission was to look one on Panthea Minor, wasn't it?
Yeah, they told you the church was on Panthea Minor. When you got there, they said it wasn't. Someone told you it's here in Torcea. You found this, elves, calling a sword the great weapon of Barrackthrum. And their church is under attack by a madman riding an eagle. And then you found a giant looting the place. And 2 of the elves from here have been kidnapped by goblins. So there's all sorts of stuff going on. It's up to you to piece it all together, like.
Well, it worries me that it sounds like if the goblins are involved, your war's spreading underground.
But the goblins were involved before.
Yeah, it was they were one of the biggest races in the war. It was the humans, the elves, and the dwarves, plus their allies. So anyone like halflings and anything, these communities, they would have been involved against the orcs and the goblins and the giants, with their trolls and their ogres and all those races, the bugbears.
How many
the gnomes.
comrades did she have?
So, if you're asking her, she says there was her in Lysandia, there was this guy, Artemis, and there was 2 others.
Did they die in the lightning attack?
Yes.
Right.
So she thinks she's the last one.
Yes. I'm the last priestess or priest of Barrothram.
I am a priest of Barrothram.
Can I suggest,
You
milady, that you gather up any holy books and things that you might have, and we'll go and take Darrow back to his church and see whether they've still got the holy axe there, or whether that's been stolen.
But the sword, this is the sword, the only sword of Barrothram. Barrothram is a sword-wielding elf. This here on this church, this is why we keep this place so secret, with another big populated island so close. This is why we're undercover here, because this is the holy sword of Barrothram. There is no axe, there is no weapons of Barrothram, it's the weapon of Barrothram. This is the problem. He has it now, whoever this madman is. He has come, and we fought him off once, but
Where I
he's come
come
back.
from, there is an axe of Barrothram. And if this human is after talked about the weapons of Barrothram, he may have a design on the axe.
She's looking at you, and she's like, "Are you being cryptic with me, dwarf? Are you the axe of Barrothram? Because Barrothram sent you to save me. You are the messenger of Barrothram, and therefore you are the axe of Barrothram. Are you being cryptic?"
There is an axe where I come from. I was sent here
By
because I
Barrothram.
was told there was another branch of the Church of or at least I was sent to Panthea Minor because that was where my high priest dreamt that that was where he was told the other branch could be found.
Every time you say other branch of the Church of Barrothram, she looks at you funny, like she doesn't believe that you're from a Church of Barrothram. She believes that you are something holy, some divine messenger of Barrothram. And then for some reason you're a dwarf, and that's why you're calling yourself the Axe of Barrothram. And she looks at you strange every time you say another branch. To her, this church that you're standing in, this ruined church, is the Church of Barrothram, and there isn't another one.
Cornet's gonna look at her and start speaking in Elven and ask her, will you allow me to soothe you and open your mind so that you may remember more than you think you can?
Well, now, are you talking about some elven thing that she should know about, or are you talking about some spell that she's not going to know about?
No, sir. I am talking about a non-magical means that she may or may not know about.
Is it sexual?
Absolutely not.
What is it?
Well, I mean, it could be.
Alright, okay. What is it? What are you going to try and convince her? Hypnotism. Have you got that? Non-weapon proficiency. And you
I
got a
certainly do.
success. Right, okay, so you're hypnotising her. Okay, I'll let you hypnotise her.
If she will allow it, yes.
I'll say she's going to allow it, because she's under some kind of she's
Sorry
only,
for the text wall, but there you go. There's the proficiency.
she's only just getting back her mental stability, and she thinks this dwarf is a holy spirit, a holy messenger of Barathram. The way he's talking, she thinks that he's something different and that he is the axe of Barathram, and she's not sure of what's reality and what's visions and so she's quite susceptible, especially to your hypnotism. So yeah, she's gonna let you do it.
Okay,
She'll let you do it
and
be
this will
extra respectful to it,
allow through Cornaith Darrow to get answers, specific answers based on her memories of the event, the teachings of the religion, anything that he can think of asking related to this. So, Ryan, you're on the spot. Darrow, there you go. Put him on the spot.
Well, I'm wanting to, I mean, it's first of all, is anything to do with what the guy on the bird is like.
So she saw.
Now remember, Ryan, in
She's
there, the
hypnotized.
character can be induced to remember things they may have forgotten by reliving a frightening or distant event.
Okay, so she's going to remember what happened, even the things that she didn't see well in that. So, a man came and attacked. A man riding a giant eagle, like she said before. He threw lightning. Now, she said before that he threw lightning, but through her extra memory that you're giving her through hypnotism, through being able to remember it better, he was actually casting it from something like a rod or a staff or a wand. Do you know what I mean? In game terms, he's blasting them with something. He's holding something and shooting out zap 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 with lightning bolts, rather than casting it from his hands. So in game terms, you know there's a difference there. So that's what your hypnotism is going to make a difference here. She'll remember that he was casting it with something that he was holding in his hand, because he's flying on this giant bird holding on to its reins with the other hand. So he wasn't actually casting spells. He was actually shooting them with a wand of lightning. And she'll remember him clearly. She already said it. She remembers him clearly saying, "I come for the artifacts of Barathram," with an S. And she...
Barathram's?
Yeah. The artifacts of Barathram. So it's plural on artifacts. And she remembers clearly him attacking, but then fighting him off. They fought him off the first time. This is what she remembers. She then didn't remember the goblins and how she ended up there. Now.
But now she can, if
Yeah.
she were conscious.
Yeah. If she was conscious when they got her, yeah, she remembers. So tune in 7 days' time to find out. It's 5 to 11, so I've got a week to think about it.
Nice.
I'm not as on the spot as you thought. I've got a week to do that, so there you go. So tune in next week to find out what happened, thanks to Cornaith's clever use of a hypnotism, non-weapon proficiency.
One thing that Cornaith is going to interject with, though, while she's describing his speech about the artifacts of Barathram.
Ask your questions now.
He's going to make sure that she understands that there is a dwarven god by the same name, and Darrow is his vessel.
Okay, so in her hypnotized state, he's going to make sure that she understands that Barathram is a dwarven god to this dwarf, and he is a champion of that god, sent from a church of that god. And
yes.
So that she's not hallucinating that, and that's a real thing, and she has to consider that.
Yeah, so that there's not the confusion between the two when they talk.
Yep.
You'll probably have to do it to Darrow's high priest as well.
Well, that's on Darrow. Darrow can deal with the dwarf. Cornaith will deal with the elf.
We can, I would say, any description identifier? Obviously, flying around on a bird is quite unusual, but depending on how close she ever got to this man, any description of him.
Okay, because she wouldn't have given you it before without this hypnotism that he's cast on her. But she'll remember a hooded man, so it's not going to be a great description because he was hooded and robed, dark robed, but she seems to remember really dark eyes, or you just couldn't see his eyes at all. That's because she didn't get a great look at his face as he was attacking her and throwing lightning at her and everything. It's even her memory hypnotized isn't great, but she remembers seeing a really dark hooded figure. Like she doesn't remember a face like there wasn't one, or like it's too dark in the hood to see or whatever. Riding on a giant eagle, yeah. And
eagle?
A giant eagle, and what her memory will tell you, hypnotized, it wouldn't have told you before. What she didn't remember. But what our hypnotized state is going to tell you, there was more than one of the giant eagles. So there's this guy riding a giant eagle, but there's more than one when they attacked.
So
was there anyone on the other eagles?
No.
Right. I'm going to do a knowledge religion roll for any information about either special. No, I failed.
Yeah, critical fail, yeah.
Yeah, so it had been about were there any particular enemies of Barak Thram?
Well, with the legend of him, your legend, Darrow, is that he was he slayed thousands of orcs because he was an adventuring dwarf who got involved in the war because he was an adventurer and he was a strong axe and whatever. He got involved and he just went for the orcs and he got involved in some battle with the men and the orcs, and he ran to the front line and slayed more orcs than anyone else, and he was a legendary orc slayer.
So
is her barracks from a legendary orc slayer or a legendary goblin slayer or some other creature slayer?
You're asking Eleonora?
Yes.
Legendary Goblin Slayer.
So, wonder what the human barracks ram slaughtered.
There seems to be a schism here. Yeah, so yeah, Barak, if you ask her, Barak from the elf was a great Goblin Slayer. With his shining sword slaying thousands of goblins in the Great War 50 years ago, and then he was ascended to godhood by the great gods who watched over this great war that could have ended the world, and the great heroes that saved the world. Some of them were ascended to demigodhood and godhood, and Barak Thram, the great elf, was one of them. That's what Eleanor tells you. Same story.
So the enemy races, was there a third major enemy race?
It was the orcs and the goblins and the giants. In the big war, that was the major ones, but it was all the trolls and the ogres and the bugbears and the hobgoblins and the gnolls. It was all of them. But it all got started together by, the goblin tribes and the orc tribes finally put their differences together and came together and thought, right, if we can get the giants involved, we've got enough to take out the fucking these motherfuckers. And then a huge war started, the orcs, the goblins and the giants. But then everyone else was involved. It was a huge continental thing, wide.
Or archipelago wide, it seems
archipelago
to be.
Wide, yeah, because your continent is an archipelago.
Yeah.
I'll sketch up a bigger map for next week. I'll sketch one up just so you can see what we're talking, like for where the war was and stuff. I'll sketch that up for next week.